Can you hear me?
I can hear you better now. Yes.
All right. So look, bro, I got to tell you, it's funny you said about this whole family law thing because there's a group of attorneys that work with Hillary Clinton across the nation, right? They got a big group of trolls. They helped Epstein. I got the literal PCAPs on this, bro. I can send you the pictures of them planning together with the woman who helped create the law to steal kids. So what happened was we started exposing what they were doing with kids around the country. And then a whole bunch of attorneys from different states started working together to attack everybody who fought against CPS. So it's funny that you said Artie worked with CPS because
I already
Artie
knew it.
came, bro, he came to my page from a clown named Michael
I knew it.
who got snatched up by some,
You know who told me?
who's that?
My mom called me and told me, man, my mom watches you too. She's probably watching now.
Bro. So look,
So my mom's the one that told me about you. So I went and checked you out.
it's
And
crazy, bro. Because look,
yeah.
so this guy puts out some stuff about, oh, David Jose lost a federal case. First of all, I want to see any attorney in the nation that does cases that never lost a case. Number two, though, they never told that the guy who ran the case, Judge Tucci, actually is married to the CPS judge in Maricopa County. So the federal judge who gets all of our cases is supposed to be randomly assigned. He gets all the cases, but he's married to the woman who takes kids for the
What?
county. Yeah, so me, Arlena Willis, Carla
Okay.
Johnson, and I think Melissa Deagle all had cases around the same time. All of our cases went to the federal court to Judge Tucci. Judge Tucci
Which
is
this
married to
which
the
which which
ninth
district is that?
district, ninth
Oh, over
district in
here. Okay.
Arizona. So if you pull up, no, over here, if you pull up Judge Tucci right now, you'll see he's
How do you,
married to a woman named Maria Del Mars, Tuchi. He
Maria?
literally got all of our cases, bro. Now you got to think about this. How is it that an attorney from Alabama, an attorney from Tennessee, an attorney from Arkansas, this attorney from New Jersey, all coming together
And
to
he's
attack?
licensed in New York too. He's licensed in New York too.
Yeah, but how are these people across the nation coming together to attack people who fight CPS? How does that even make
That's
sense?
just what that's a hell of a coincidence.
Yeah, and here's the funny thing, bro. They sent a lady after me, right? I can send you the picture. They sent the lady after me. After they sent this lady after me, she was saying, "Oh, you can't trust this guy. You can't trust Dave Jose. I think he's dirty. He got a criminal record." I'm like, "Really? Pull up a criminal record from anything for me because I've been playing college football. I spoke at jails to adults and young people 4 days a week for free, multiple hours a day. How in the world do I have all these clearances and I'm a criminal?" Right? So what's funny is they tried to pull all this stuff. What ends up happening is the lady asked me all these questions. You got a criminal record? I said, no, I've never been arrested. So I said, but what about you? Have you ever been arrested? She's like, I don't need to talk about that. And I'm like, whoa, player, you just asked me like 50 questions. Who
What the
are
hell?
you? Guess what we find out? The chick was arrested for trafficking kids. So
I believe it.
I got the picture. I got her criminal record.
I
She
believe
had
it.
a little girl bringing her sexy lingerie
We got Artie on
trip.
the we got Artie who wants to go ahead and jump in.
All
Yeah.
right, you want me to jump off or what?
But no, you go
Oh,
ahead and keep going.
okay.
You keep going.
So look,
No,
so
I want to hear what you got to say. I want to hear your
this
side first.
yeah, so this girl actually is tricking and taking little kids, which her partner got 20 years in prison. Now that attorney syndicate, that group, right, from all across the country who interfere in people's cases, what happened is the attorney ends up getting busted by her own friends, and then we find out the girl was trafficking kids. So they were trying to use this lady to infiltrate the groups and say, don't deal with any parents that are fighting CPS because this one is a bad guy, this one is a fraud, this one is a fraud. But then we find out the attorneys were all working together to make sure nobody got away with trafficking the kids. And I'm going to show you a picture right now in your followers so you can see how serious this is. See, These people actually killed a guy I know in recent history, like within the last year, shot him up in his own house. These people made death threats against me, and they were pissed, bro. Like, oh well, you need to stop teaching law. You're not you don't have a license. Blah 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 blah. So I'm trying to fight, and I figure out that these people were connected, and I'm like, wait, so y'all all know each other? So y'all just come and talk junk, and then a whole bunch of trolls come, and they don't give you full disclosure of who they are, right? So I'm gonna show you. So you see this lady right here, right? Can you see this? Connie
Yes, see
Regal's
her.
Family Forward Project. Look, she says, who is
Connie
this skinny girl?
Regal.
Yeah, beside President Clinton, right? That would be me. This was before he signed Adoption and Safe Families Act. Now, this woman was in the group telling people that she helped to write the Adoption and Safe Family Act. But she never told everybody that they came together to make this act to take the kids, but never showed the first law said that CPS can never take anybody's kids. So all these cases we've been seeing, there was never supposed to exist because the law that created CPS, the 1935 Social Security Act, the predecessor law to what she helped him write, says no government official, no federal officer, agent, or representative can take charge of anybody's kids over the objection of either of the parents. So if the parents say no, they can't take them. They just been stealing them anyway. Now, watch this. So here's a guy who worked with the lady, Connie. He's talking about David Straight and the legal theories. He says somebody renounced their citizenship, moved to Russia and Panama. He never proved that. But he says, but I have yet to see those theories.
Oh, why are they saying that about him? They want to discredit something that he's got to say?
They have to discredit because he was getting a lot of kids back from CPS, and already is now family law. These other people family law. Connie Riguli is family law. Now, watch this, bro. Now, this is going to show you. This guy right here named Miko, right? In the circle. So if you look, it says, but I have yet to see those theories work. So this guy is talking about affidavits that me and David Straight did and kids getting out of CPS care. So then Artie is working with the guy, Dad versus CPS, who's
Dad versus CPS.
He's now, if you look, that guy been using my videos for years and David Straight's to get his name up and to help people see how to get victory. So if you look here, this guy is talking about me and David Straight. Now watch what he says. But I have yet to see those theories work to get kids out of DCF custody. I could see how they could be used against parents. They had parents telling me they lost their kids trying it. Now this guy is lying. So look who all was in the circle. So it wasn't only Miko or Connie or Jen. So Connie, the attorney, Miko, the other guy. You might even see these people pop up in the screen now.
Yeah, so there's some other people popping up. There's two other people trying to pop in right now.
Now watch this. We all decided independently of each other to start saying something publicly. And Jen will call anyone a fraud who charges for their advocacy unless they are an accredited service, and even call some of those out. So what you got to notice is Connie, Miko, and Jen and all these other people started working together to come after parents who were fighting them. Now, let me show you the proof. So you see, he's talking about how Miko and Connie and all of them came together to make a decision to attack affidavits. Watch this. Oh, real quick. Affidavits are used in every case the police can if there's somebody who's a witness around. So why do they use affidavits to get warrants to attack the people, but then they would say affidavits don't work when a criminal is doing something in government? Now, I want you to see this because this is going to blow you away. So they knew that I was telling the truth about those laws, right? So I called this guy out and I'm like, dude, I see what you're doing, trying to lie to people about what it is that I'm saying, and you're not going to get away with it. Dude says, it don't matter a SHIT to me. If you see it, other people will. His goal was to trick everybody else into believing I was lying because he's working with that group. So I say, Miko, I don't care what you do. You know
he came back. You know, he just came back from Puerto Rico.
Miko did?
His uncle. Artie just went to Puerto Rico. He's got an uncle over there. And he went live talking about. I screen recorded it. Yeah, he went live talking about, yeah, I'm having a good time. It's a great time. I'm having 8 beer. I've had about, it's my eighth exact number, 8 beers. 8 beers. And then he wants to talk about me drinking Crown Royal and getting shit face wasted and holding my and standing up for myself and my rights when the cops barge in up on me demanding my name and ID. And I say, no, I don't got to tell you nothing. And I didn't give them my name, nothing. I ain't had no ID on me. They took me in for disorderly conduct and refusing to
Mhm.
identify. And they took my fingerprint like 4 or 5 times, and my fingerprints don't come back anymore.
Wow.
Don't know why.
Bro, let me show you these last two. So I said, Miko, I don't care what you do. You know how many people try before you get in line. I said, you can't stop truth, right? So he knows I'm teaching the people the truth. Look at what this dude said. Well, I'm pretty good at it, LOL.
Wow.
So they did a campaign, bro, to stop people from telling the truth. So
Yeah.
these
They
people
don't
work
want people to
together.
know this stuff.
Heck no, they work together in a system that's trafficking kids. And I can prove it. Like, I can show where the law is that says they can't take the kids. And none of them can say it don't exist. So you got to ask the question. And here's the girl that used to come after me.
He
Here's her
says they
record.
say that he's live streaming or live right now, and he's restreaming this stream over on his
Oh, of course he wants
channel.
to, because he needs, they all need,
Yeah,
they
they
need
want
a
they
platform.
want my attention and exposure.
Yeah,
That's what it
they
is,
need,
because he's nobody. Because he shouldn't even got this attention, but it's all right.
yeah.
It's all right because he's gonna get the kind of attention that he really wasn't seeking. Let's get that little girl's face all the way on there.
So
So
here it is. So
these family law lawyers are
this
doing
is the
this.
girl, Heidi. Yes, Heidi M. Hall actually
Yeah,
worked with the group that Michael Cadena, who is Artie's friend, who they're
right.
attacking everybody with. This
Uh huh.
lady worked, and you'll see she got in trouble for involuntary sexual servitude of a minor under 17. She got caught with the kids,
Violation of the 13th Amendment.
bro. She freaking promoting juvenile prostitution. These people snatched up a little girl, had the little girl running, trying to get her to run tricks with men. Her partner got 20 years plus in prison. They all work with a group of people who work with Michael, who works with Artie. So all these attorneys from across the country coming together to stop people from telling what they're doing, and they're mad
Of
because
course
they
they
can't.
will. That's what
Yes,
criminals do. That's
yes,
the
they're
kind of
trying to
thing that
protect each
criminals
other.
do.
So you got to
Eh,
realize, what jurisdiction does Artie have over you in another state? Why is he so focused on your life?
Because
Why is he so focused on my life and
he
other people
should,
in other states?
he wants to discredit. Number one, he's focused on calling me a sovereign citizen. Him and somebody else is working on calling a sovereign
What's the
citizen.
definition of that?
And it's an oxymoron, and it's an stat that's impossible. But they somehow
Is there
think that
anywhere in law that can teach us what that is so we can understand what the world is saying?
there's all over. It's all over the place. If you could find it, he goes and makes the comment. I'm gonna bring him in, but he goes and makes the comment, and he says, oh, USC 26 522 don't exist or whatever. I was like, all right, if you say so. I dropped the link, put the link in there. He goes, oh, I got a bad gateway 404, but it works just fine for me. But you want to, I don't know, what it is that wants to make you, you know, go, go out of your way so far as bring other people in, and I don't know what it is that you want to prove, Artie. I don't know what attention you're looking for. I don't know what you're looking to accomplish out of this. I don't know. I don't know your goals or ambitions. I don't know you enough to sit there and make false statements about somebody that I don't know. But
But you,
I'm
why does
all
he
I'm
need
saying
why
is,
does he need backup? He got to bring in other
yeah,
people. Why?
yeah. I don't know. I want to hear his side of I want to hear his side of things. You know, he's in the legal entitlement to do so. So let's figure out how to get this guy in here. What do I do? I have to.
So you got to click at the bottom.
There
of
you
his name.
go. Hey, am I allowed to speak? You know, y'all rushing me to try and get on here, and then I'm supposed to be sitting here for 10 minutes listening to Dave babble. Come on now.
Oh, I'm not allowed to talk.
Oh, you're totally allowed to talk, but
He got here before you did.
But why is there a but?
Y'all were asking me where I was. I'm here. I've been sitting back here ready to
Hold on,
go,
wait, so
and then now I got to sit back and wait.
We can wait for you for an hour when you say you were just getting out of work, but we can't talk amongst ourselves or finish our conversation before you get here. Are you entitled to have to be first?
Well, I mean, you're casting aspersions against me and not even giving me a chance to respond until now. So
wait, so you make videos about people all the time?
I'm not against
about them, but you got a problem if somebody says something about you.
Giving my opinion on the ideology of somebody isn't exactly casting aspersions. You're actually accusing me of criminal conduct, or
did I accuse you of criminal conduct or working with people who do criminal conduct, sir?
Either one.
Which did I say?
Same thing.
Which did I say?
Working with people, I guess.
So you don't give information to Michael Cadena, sir? That wasn't you.
Are we supposed to learn about the information that is available?
How is giving public records to Michael Cadena criminal conduct?
So you agree? So you agree that you worked with people who do
public records is public records given to public officials.
I already told you. If by work you mean give him public records off of Pacer for a singular case, but if you're trying to say that I'm working in conjunction as a collaboration with him on a concerted effort,
so these people already.
What are you trying to imply by saying I know
these people?
Where did I say these?
I don't even know Dave versus CPS outside of our brief interaction.
His name is
talking
Dave
about
Dave,
Jamie Kobat.
I'm Dave, sir. You said Dave versus CPS.
Michael, whatever. Dave, Dad versus CPS. That's what it meant.
Okay, so you did activity with him. That would be called working together to give some information. So if I
on a specific issue, yes.
Okay, so then there's no lie.
Did you accept the fee?
No, I basically ate all the Pacer charges.
Okay, so Michael Cadena, he's the one who said that you gave the stuff. There's a picture of him praising you, and he said you couldn't do it.
Yep.
So it's not me saying any assertion, giving any assumption of what you're doing.
I guess let me put it to you this way. And I made a mention of this, Dave, either this morning or last night. Where I guess you had another 5-hour live stream. Don't worry, I didn't watch any of it, most of it, but I did find out the point. But I did find out. Hold on, let me finish. But you made a contention. What was it about where I came from and where you were saying that I?
Are you saying
it was a coincidence that myself and other attorneys were like coming together at a particular time to dispute your arguments? You seem to imply that this was like some sort of concerted effort.
I didn't say that, sir. I was talking about.
But didn't you just say that I was working with some other family law attorneys or something?
Sir, I showed the picture of who all was together, and I just explained to the man who it was. I said Connie Riguli, this guy, Michael Cadena works with them. I said nothing about you being with them. So where did you
say?
But you lumped me in with this group. You said that my entry into this was also part of this group.
I never said that. I said you deal with Michael Cadena.
But I'm gonna say I'm not.
Hold on.
Your profession, and a lot of people within the practice of your particular profession do not have a very good reputation. Straight the fuck up.
No shit. I know probably no more lawyer jokes than you guys.
I wouldn't want to associate with no fucking profession like that. Under my name.
You should.
I know more lawyer jokes than you guys. Come on now.
He already came in and made multiple claims that were not true, and everybody.
But here's the correction I'm going to make with you, Dave. My comment to you was just to settle down. Is that I found you out off of one of Dave versus CPS's old videos with David Straight and Jamie Kobat. You were also a guest on there.
No, I wasn't.
It was an old video.
It was my channel. Those two came. So first of all, were you there? There?
Was I there at the video?
When Jamie Kobat and David Straight came to me, were you there? Do you have any firsthand knowledge of what you're about to say?
Watching the video, yes, I have firsthand knowledge.
No. When Jamie Kobat and David Straight came to me, do you have any firsthand knowledge of what happened in the scenario were you there? Because I was.
I'm only talking
Jamie was.
about the video. I'm not talking
Okay,
about
you-
any of
wait.
your other
Where's all your
interactions with them.
subscribers?
No, sir. You're talking about a video and you're trying to correct me and you're trying to say that I was a
Well,
guest.
what?
First
But
of
you're
all,
not
you're
even.
wrong.
You're not even letting me finish my fucking point. I'm trying to get to the point
because
here.
You committed,
It has
you put
nothing
out-
to do with the
you put
substance of the
out
video.
folly, sir.
Dave,
You put out folly.
it
You
has
lied
nothing to do
first.
with the substance of the
But
video.
you lied.
It has to
Do
do
you
with
have
how
any-
I discovered you.
Okay, but you made statements that's a lie. So I don't want to
How
let you
I
get a long
discovered you.
story
That's
out
the
with lies.
issue.
Okay,
Made a lot
The
of-
issue
said
is
I
Made a
was
lot of fake
guest.
statements.
You said I was a guest on with Jamie Kobach.
Because I assumed that it was David Strait
you
hosting the
assumed.
video.
There we go. Here we go again. See,
Okay,
here's the problem,
I'm
Artie.
sorry.
You say
It's
a lot of
Assumption.
your
stuff.
video.
No.
Assumption.
That you
You
had
say
with
a
David
lot of
Strait and
stuff.
Jamie Kobach as guests. It's
Wait,
an irrelevant point.
Artie,
What
Artie,
I'm trying to
you
tell, what I'm
say
trying to
a
convey
lot
to
of
you,
stuff. You
Dave.
say a lot of
What I'm
stuff.
trying to
One at a
convey to
time.
you, Dave.
Sir, look, can we establish order? Why are you making statements you don't know? Because there's people watching. So when you say something about me and you weren't here 3 years ago when that video was made, and you start putting stuff out your mouth, if I don't correct you, people can believe a storyline that's not true. You assume something and just said it like it was fact. So I got to stop that because there's people watching. And I asked you, do you have firsthand knowledge of how they came to me? Because a lot of you guys have made some crazy claims about me and Jamie and David Strait, but you fail to realize I only know who Jamie Kobach is because she came through David Strait and she made the video about her testimony and what happened in her case. How would I know? I wasn't there. So you can't say, oh, David Jose was with her and he's some fraud because of what she said. You have to ask her, hey, ma'am, you said David Strait helped you. You showed documents where you got off of a 20-year prison sentence after you were convicted. You blamed it on David Strait, not David Jose, because David Jose wasn't around. I just let them come on my show. So you have to correct what in the world you're talking about, because you can't just come making claims with no firsthand knowledge. Attorneys, it's bad when you do that. And we know Hell versus Hinkle says you can't make a record with an attorney who's not there. So why are you making records of what happened and giving testimony when you have no idea what's happening?
Can I speak? Okay.
Go
First
ahead.
off, I'm not making any sort of record or testimony because I'm not swearing an oath to anyone. Secondly, the point I made up for bringing up the video in the first place was that's how I discovered you. I was looking through, I was recommended that video from Dad
Michael
versus CPS
Cadena.
because
Yes,
it was talking about the Jamie Kobach case, which is what we were talking about.
Mhm.
You were ancillary to the point of me going to that video. I didn't know who the hell you were until I saw that. And then when you said some things on there, I'm like, okay, this guy might be a lolcow. So I went to your
Might be a what?
channel, a
Might be a what?
lolcow, a
What's that?
lolcow.
I don't know what
Somebody who's going to provide a lot of hilarious content for the channel. So I went over to your channel, sub to you, and that's why I sub to you and turn on notifications, because I'm sure this guy's going to have some great content.
Oh,
Sure
wait,
enough,
so
you had
admit
some
that
fun
you subbed
stuff.
to me? You admit that
Oh, yeah,
you
I
subbed
did.
to me? Because you
Oh, I
told
did.
the people in our chat that my video just popped up in your screen. You didn't give full disclosure that you actually subscribed, so it would pop
No,
up
no,
in
no,
your screen.
no,
You
no,
said I
no,
was a
I-
nobody, and you just
You
happened
weren't,
to
yeah,
come
no,
here
you
because it
were a
popped
no,
up?
you were a nobody until I was recommended that
he's
video
a no
from
public
Michael.
subscriber. He's
Wait,
not a public
so
subscriber.
wait, I'm a nobody. So can you clarify that statement? Because we, the people who are the ones who made the constitutions for America and the states, can you
And we're
explain to me
nobodies?
can you explain how we could be nobodies, but you're a bar association member that's a private entity?
I'm
as
not.
well?
I never once said I was somebody myself. So
Oh, okay. So you're not saying you're anybody, but you're trying to call the people nobodies because we don't do what you
no,
do.
no, no. I'm not calling the people. I'm calling you.
Oh, okay. So you know I'm a nobody. Would you come to my face and tell me that? If
Yeah.
I buy you a ticket to Arizona, you'll come tell me?
Absolutely.
You will.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. Let's do that.
All right.
Let's do that.
I got
Let's do that.
vacation time. Let's do it.
Okay, good. I'll buy you a ticket and you can come to my face and tell me I'm a nobody.
Yep.
Okay.
You're nobody.
So prove to me how I'm a nobody.
Huh?
Prove to
You
me how
have
I'm a nobody.
22,000 subscribers on YouTube.
So what does
And
that
that's
mean?
Subscribers
the
don't count.
extent-
So wait,
That's the extent of your notoriety.
That's crazy.
At the extent of your
the
notoriety.
number of
You know what?
subscribers you-
I'd
Hey, hold up.
rather have 5 real subscribers than 100,000 fake subscribers.
Hey
That's a
this
true
dude,
statement.
this dude literally knows how many
And
subscribers I have. So you're following a nobody. You subscribe to nobody.
yeah,
No,
You follow
yeah,
Dave.
obviously,
Dave. I already said
obviously
that.
now he wants
I
to clean.
already,
Now he wants to clean the
I,
record, but we don't.
Dave, I
We
already
ran out of cleaning
unsubbed.
supply. We
Dave,
don't
I
have no
already
more cleaning
unsubbed.
supply.
I already
pretty
unsubbed
much-
because
so
I
pretty
wasn't
much
even
you're-
paying attention to you
You're
anymore.
measuring my testicular fortitude by the number of subscribers I have, and you're
No,
gonna come
no, I
tell
didn't
me-
say anything about your testicular fortitude. I told you about your
so
notoriety.
You're gonna come tell me. So your quality, the quality of man you are, you're gonna count my subscribers to tell that I'm a nobody.
No, I'm calling you a nobody on the
how many
basis that you
subscribers does
think
Bill
that you're
Gates have?
doing something in
I
the
know
grander
powerful
scheme of
people
things.
with no
Wait,
You seem to
subscribers
have
on
you
YouTube.
seem to have a very large ego,
Watch
and where
this,
you
Ricky,
claim
this is
that you've
hilarious.
made like positive changes, and I'm like, you're a random
So you're
YouTuber
saying I didn't make
where all
positive-
you do is
have
live
first-
streams.
Do you have?
And you don't.
firsthand
I mean,
knowledge
are
of
you
what I do?
actually gainfully employed? Can I ask you that?
Do you? I'm self-employed. I've been self-employed my whole life, sir.
Oh,
I don't work for other
self-employed.
people.
Got it.
Yeah, I
Alright.
don't work for people. Now,
Self-employed.
sir, and you didn't tell what you do for a living.
What's
You said
wrong
he
with
doesn't
being
get full disclosure.
self-employed?
Yeah,
Oh, there's nothing wrong with being self-employed. It's nothing
have
wrong
a
with being
particular-
self-employed, but that's usually
Okay, so anyway,
a statement
he's
made by
challenging
people
me
who
based
don't
on
have
my
income.
Number of subscribers.
No, it's not.
I
That's
don't
not
have
true.
income.
That's not
I
true.
don't. hold on,
Well,
wait,
I mean, I'm not going to trust the word that Dave makes a living.
What do you care about how Dave
This
makes a
dude
living?
is-
Are you going to
wait, do you
financially
have
support
do you
Dave?
have firsthand knowledge of what I do, sir? Do you have
Huh?
firsthand knowledge of the? Do you have firsthand knowledge of the government officials I teach?
That's what I was asking you about.
Do you have firsthand knowledge? Look, you
Don't
get to
answer.
go around-
Don't ask the
Dude,
question with a
bro,
question.
You don't get to go around into everybody's
Don't ask the
life
question with a
where
question.
you don't live. You don't live in Arizona.
Look,
You-
look,
you
no,
this
I
is
don't.
obvious lawyer behavior.
You don't know what I do, and you expect me to prove a negative, sir. Where in the
You
world
can't
do
prove
get
negative
off
with a negative.
going around in my private life and asking me what
You
what
just
I
asked
do?
me to prove to
and
you how you're a nobody.
That,
You
so you being a lawyer, you being a lawyer or somebody with governmental credentials makes you a somebody and everybody else is a nobody.
Again,
I said that.
No, I
I
never
said,
I was
but that's obviously what you're suggesting.
No,
That's obviously what you're stating.
I had
He's
fewer
just like a
subs than the
CPS
two of you
attorney.
combined.
So-
the two of you.
So why did you? Let me ask one question.
Ricky, let me say something real quick.
I have
This
only.
dude
I have a
came in
little.
here-
I have less than
this dude
10,000
came in
subs.
here and
You
said,
only
"I'm
have
going to prove you're nothing."
subscribers than I do.
Right? He's going to prove that I'm nothing, but this clown doesn't have any firsthand knowledge of what he's saying. So he don't know what I do. He knows nothing about me.
No, I
He's
don't. That's
going
why I
to
asked.
He's going to assume.
Yeah.
Why would you have to ask something to prove what I am? If you don't know, you don't know. You can't
Then,
prove stuff.
and wait. So what's the harm in asking?
Proper sense grammar.
You made a statement that I'm a nobody without any knowledge
Yeah.
to say. That's
You
dumb.
call me nobody too.
You are nobody
That's
based upon your your lack of notoriety.
That's like
Nobody-
Me calling your mom, that's like
nobody
me calling
knows
your mom
You know,
who
let me
the
tell
hell
you
you
something.
are.
Hold on.
I
Hold
can
the fuck
prove it
on.
with no
Hold the
firsthand
fuck on. Hold on. You know what? You're a fucking nobody. You have a position in the jurisdictional courts, and you act like a fucking child out of your jurisdiction with absolute no responsibility, like you have no impunity for your actions, and people can't write out some kind of grievance forms and send them over there your fucking direction, and I could make you a nobody too. Driven an 18-wheeler truck. I worked my ass off. I put my work in, but it wasn't for slave labor, and it wasn't for fucking making payments to fucking IRS and anybody else. Because I'm not gonna be no government goddamn slave, no matter how much you try to discredit me about anything when it comes to your field of taxes and legislation and revenue creation and all that other bullshit. You can't discredit a fucking fact with no fact. You could try to argue that the fact that I'm stating is not true because I don't have no credibility in that position just because you're the lawyer. I don't give a fuck about your lawyer's jurisdiction because I don't practice law. I'm not in your jurisdiction. You step in my jurisdiction. It's a different territory, right? Yeah. So before you come on there and say somebody's a nobody, how about how you address your actions on your live stream? You were talking about me saying
Okay.
things like he's there to break Eric Brown out of prison. Why would you say that?
That was based upon the video that I was watching, and that was the claim made by the video.
So
If that was incorrect, then I'll correct the record and say that I was wrong in
Sir,
making
you don't
and
get to go
relying
around
upon
just
the
making
video's
statements.
statement.
You don't get to go around just making statements about people because you saw something on a video. Attorneys aren't more responsible than that, sir. Like you can't just claim something is true because you saw something.
I
from
never
somebody
said that
else.
it was true. I said that that's what this video is claiming.
Sir, so pretty much you're coming with a ton of hearsay that you have no idea about.
you can't.
You're trying
You
to make
can't.
decisions on people.
What do you mean
Hearsay,
hearsay? Though?
where you
I'm,
got
I'm,
Not just
Oh my
hearsay.
God.
but
again,
he's discriminating so against my choice of
we're not
nationality.
we're not. Well, the funny part is we're not even in the court of law,
Who
so I
cares
don't
if
know
you're in the
why
court?
you keep
As
saying
a man,
that.
you should know not to say stuff
We're in
about
four
people
rooms
that
with a
you don't
wall.
know.
But again,
That's
I
dumb.
mentioned-
It can't be considered court.
Bro,
But again,
that's
I
hilarious.
make
We're not
the
talking about
note that I said that according
Did you
to
even
the
watch
person
the
in this
original video?
he is there to help
Did you
break
even watch
Eric
the
Grant out
original
of prison.
video? Did you watch the original video? Did you
When
watch
you were
the
live
original
streaming it,
aired content? No. Did you
When
watch
you were-
the original video of the arrest that you
yes.
you made 42 comments on? You watched the original video.
Yeah.
So what did I originally get arrested for? What was the initial charge?
Was it failure to ID? Or is
All
it
right, so-
disorderly conduct?
So why wouldn't you say that? Why wouldn't you say that I was arrested for failure to ID? Why wouldn't you say that? Why wouldn't you at least be that much truthful? Because you don't have no intentions of being truthful. It's simply not in your profession.
Oh, okay. Is
Not in your profession.
So is that before or after you incorrectly cite statutes and make the claims that they support your narrative?
I'm not
Because you want
supporting
to have
any
if you want to have a discussion on this on integrity and honesty, we can have that.
Because you
I would let
you
him
don't
talk
have
about
that.
Hey, Artie,
You don't-
can you tell can
Dave,
tell
why are
me
you
who-
even still here?
Because I can be. Are you my boss?
Okay. Just
I mean,
want to make
it's
sure.
funny, you're
Because
like
this was
halfway-
originally meant to be
you're
between me and
halfway-
Ricky, and not you.
You're halfway
You're kind of
gangster,
being the
halfway
third wheel
Italian.
right now.
Oh, so first of all, I got on the show first because you were afraid to just leave out your office and call. I mean, it was that
Well,
easy. But
I don't
mean,
like
so-
to video conference and drive.
nobody cares about what
Whatever.
you like. You don't care about what
You're a
people
great
like.
law-abiding citizen.
And here's the thing, Artie.
Yeah,
You're the one
that's
going
why
in
I'm
other people's
gainfully
lives
employed
trying
and got
to
a
talk
roof over
junk,
my
and
head,
then
food on the
you're-
table.
You're okay,
I do
you got
too.
roof over my head and food on
I
my
have
table.
roof
You
over
see
my
that
head,
footer?
food on my
You know
table.
what
And
my
that's
house
also
looks
why
like now?
I have the
Beer
leisure
in my
time to play
refrigerator.
video games. So you know that's.
I
it's,
don't
I-
play a bunch of video games, but
Well,
what
we-
you got to understand, Artie, is you don't have jurisdiction outside of a little play court. So when you come into the real world and you want people to do what you say, that doesn't work. So when you say, Dave, why
no.
don't you?
But see that's
You
the-
have no
see, you
jurisdiction
make
over
that
anybody,
mistake
sir.
here. That's the fundamental aspect that of the mistake that you make here. You keep on saying that I'm part of one singular jurisdiction and that
I
you
didn't say that.
guys
I
aren't
didn't
a
say
part
that.
of that.
I didn't say that. I said when you bring your butt out of the courtroom and you come into the real world, nobody
Okay.
has to listen to you. You don't.
You don't
You're
have,
out
no,
of
you
your
don't-
jurisdiction.
You're absolutely right. You don't have to listen to a damn word I say. I can still say
Yeah.
things about you, though. I can still make
So-
commentary about you.
You
Can I?
do a lot of commentary about what you don't.
Okay,
know. You proved
okay.
that
I'm
already.
glad we
You
agree
made
on
a
that.
lot of
Did-
assumptions.
I don't.
you
I don't
tried to
have
say,
to. I don't.
Dave, why are
You don't have to take my
Are
word
you,
for anything.
are you
No
feeling
matter-
like are you feeling
hey,
like
no
Dave,
matter
I'm letting
what you
Dave
do,
Jose
hey.
get the first knock on you before I wear you
Hey,
out in the
you-
final
you
round?
Would never
That
control
sounds
me.
a
See,
little
that's the
sexual
problem.
there, Ricky.
You literally, Dave,
Phrasing.
why are you here? The clown
And this is
goes
in
on the
verbal.
show and says, Dave, why are you here? You need to just leave. What the freak is that, dude? Like,
Well,
you are
because
super
you're
soft, sir.
because you're the 3rd
You're-
wheel.
you
Who are you?
super- Hey, you are super soft. Super
Hey, you know
feminine.
what?
Follow
Dude,
me.
go on
You
your live
follow
stream and claim that the QAnon is
Follow
listening to
me.
you and that you're
I don't
taking
know
down the
nothing
deep
about a
state. Come
QAnon.
on, man.
You
Go
follow
ahead
me.
and do it.
You follow me for a reason. And if I'm a
I
loser,
don't
and you're
follow you,
following
man,
me, it says
anymore.
a lot about
You were
if you
fun for
follow
a
me.
couple of days.
I
Yeah,
did
that's
because you couldn't
Fun.
change what I say, and you ended up
Fun.
looking dumb.
No,
You don't have
Yeah.
you have a girl
I-
to
I
have fun
could-
with?
With
I-
every,
do you
Why do
have
I
a
need to
girlfriend to
challenge a
have-
QAnon supporter?
What do you-
Come on now.
when you lied and said everybody, the people don't regulate government is not up to the people. You tried to pull that, and I showed you in the constitutions in
No, you didn't.
Georgia. Yes, I did. Don't lie.
No, you didn't.
Ran. You ran
No,
like the
you
clown
didn't.
you are.
Uh,
So wait. So watch this.
Uh,
Watch this.
All right, he
Ricky.
claimed.
Hey, so are you saying that the people don't regulate government?
I
Was I
that's
correct?
not what I
Yes-
said.
yes
That's
or
not the
no?
argument that we were having.
That was the argument that day.
You,
And I got the
I would.
picture.
I,
I can
the,
show the
if you
picture.
recall our conversation, I said
I can show
you
the
do not
picture.
dictate whether or not a law is or is not constitutional.
That's not what
You
no,
yourself.
You said
That
I
was
don't
that I
dictate
told you
if
that
a
you
government
are
official
able to
is trampling
challenge
somebody's
rules and
rights.
regulations
No, sir.
through
That's not what you
elections,
said.
through
That's not what you
judicial
said.
action, excuse me,
Through
and through
elections?
agency
Hold on.
determination.
Sir, do we not have the ability to institute and remove government at will as the people?
As the people, yes, not you
Yeah, as the people.
individually.
but
But that requires a petition, and that requires
No,
a
it doesn't
petition
require-
to make to
it
your
doesn't
government
require
to make to your
petition.
government.
It
Yes, it
doesn't
does.
require a petition. Okay, so
There
what
is an
petition is
actual
you-
formal
Hold on.
channel
The
of doing that.
Declaration
You
of
can't just
Sir, the
arbitrarily
Declaration of Independence-
reject the
Declaration of
government on your
Independence-
own whim. That's not how
Hold
that
on.
works.
The
can you not?
Declaration of
Can you
Independence,
not
sir.
issue a
Wait,
certificate of?
Sir, the Declaration of Independence, right? What petition did the people of America do to England?
Hmm?
What petition did the people of America do when they removed the relationship from England?
They did a treasonous act by rebelling against the crown, and they did it through the Declaration of Independence. The Declaration was effectively the petition.
Sir, no, it wasn't.
So
No, it wasn't.
what?
It was a declaration.
well-
It was saying, I'm the freaking boss. We're not connected to you anymore.
Okay,
That simple.
and you, Dave, you don't say I'm the freaking boss and I'm rejecting you.
Let me
I am the
explain to you.
fucking
I'll-
boss.
No,
Yeah,
you're not, Ricky.
that-
You're the
I
boss
I am
of
the
nothing.
fucking boss.
I'll show you proof.
Yeah.
I'll show
You're
you
the
If you-
boss
hey,
of a bottle
yeah.
of tequila.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
New Jersey PMA.
Yeah, that's-
I
I'm way
created
more than a
where
bottle
we
of tequila.
sent notice and told the governor and government officials of New Jersey that yes,
You
we're
sent
the
notice
freaking
to the
boss
governor of New Jersey about what?
about the PMAs that's open all across the country. I got 100 and something of them. You can
Okay.
challenge if you want to. I'll bring 100 and some people online.
I mean,
and file your
you do you not understand how many fucking documents a governor's office gets on a daily basis
I don't
from
give
nut
a freak
jobs?
I don't
what you
care.
say. I don't
That's
give a
an
freak what you
excuse.
say.
And
It
that's
went to
and they
district attorneys
usually
too. It
go
went to
into the
district
bin.
attorneys too, and the entities
He says-
are wide open.
So
hey, you
so
can
this
go
lawyer
and
tells us,
outside-
look, people, fuck
Hey.
that. Look, this lawyer tells us that we do not have the right to say, no, we're not going to deal with government, except right here in the state actions doctrine. Right here it says, with one exception, the provisions of the United States Constitution, including its amendments, apply to branches, departments, agencies, and officials of government, and not private individuals. What would be a private individual, Artie? Huh?
What
Now,
are you
individual
what are
groups,
you
shut
even
the fuck
quoting?
up. Let me finish. Exceptions
you
is the
even
13th
quoting?
Amendment. The 13th Amendment. How are you going to involuntarily servitude me to a position or proposition or a contract that I want no association with? How are you going to force me to do something against my will? If we, the people, are truly free, if all
Okay.
people by nature have certain inalienable rights, and among them are freedom and the pursuit of happiness and protection and right to own property,
So
how
is the
can those
state-
rights be? How can they be confiscated or taken away? How? The
Is the
statutory
state allowed
United
to
States
prevent you from
citizen.
stealing somebody else's property?
No,
Hold
the
on,
state
what
steals
are you
our
talking about,
property,
dude?
you mother. Dude,
What-
what the hell are you
Well,
talking?
then
what
that's
is
the
stealing-
state.
The
That's the
state
state
steals
telling
our
you not to
property.
do something.
That's
That's
the
the state telling you
state-
not to do
hold
the-
something, right?
Come on, bro.
How
You
can
sound
you tell
crazy.
a how
That's
can you tell a
jurisdiction.
free man?
Oh,
How
I
can you
got
tell
you.
a free
So
man not to
The
do
state
something?
does have the ability to tell you what to do, what you can and can't do.
No,
It's
not
just
the private-
only
not
based
the
on
private-
laws that
not
you
the
like or
private-
approve
not-
of. Is that right?
Okay, hold on.
No, what I like or
Hey,
approve
hold
of, I'm not applying, hold on.
Hey,
I'm not
hold on.
applying any law. I'm not taking any law and saying, no, I don't approve of that law. I don't approve of that law. I don't approve of that law. Because it's not,
So
if
you're
it's
trying
not
to
a
say
law,
that you,
if it's
you
not a law,
need
it's
the
not a law.
individu-
Ricky,
Okay, so
he's
you're trying to
trying-
say that
he's
you can
trying to trick you on some
individually
bull.
decline consent to every law that's passed by legislature.
No,
What
no, no,
is
no, no.
law?
Hold on,
Can you
wait.
define law?
Ricky, he's making a mistake though. He's using folly. So let's clear this up. Are you saying that every
Well,
statute
I'm
applies
using
to
what?
every man? You're trying to give a trip. Does every statute apply to every man and woman?
Yes, unless explicitly stated otherwise.
Have I
Oh,
ever voted
hold
or
on, wait,
consented
hold
to
on, wait,
any of the
wait,
laws
wait.
that have
Did you
been
see what
passed
just
and
happened,
enforced
Ricky?
upon me?
Ricky, watch this. Did you see what just happened? So you're saying that there's some statute that doesn't apply to people?
It depends on the context.
Is there some statute that
There
does
is no
not apply to
depend
people?
on no
Yes or no?
context.
It depends
Yes
on the
or no?
context. It depends on
Point
the
of V,
context. Yes.
Texas.
Oh, wait,
Point of
hold
V,
on,
Texas,
Ricky, hold
380
on.
U.S. 408. Incorporation approach upon the state and all requirements and the Bill of Rights as the foundation of provisions and the First Amendment shall not be conferred. No rights can be confiscated, and
Wait,
there is no
Ricky,
dependent upon a
Are,
right
are
to
you
own
just
a
are you
right.
just saying random lines now?
No,
You're
I'm not.
confusing
I
me.
haven't.
Let's
Why don't you go
let's
look it
deal with
up?
the law and
Pointer
see if
v.
he's gonna tell the
Texas.
truth. Look, Artie,
Why are we
'Cause he
quoting
don't
Pointer
know.
versus Texas?
Artie, are there some?
Because it's
Are
a
there
federal
some
rule, you
statutes,
genius.
Artie, are there
It's a
some
federal
statutes
case.
that do not apply to private people? Yes or no?
Right. Right. Do they apply to
Again,
private people?
It depends on what the
No,
statute
Artie,
is
it's either
talking
yes
about.
or no. You're an attorney. You should know this. Are
Yes,
there
I do
some
know this, and I'm
statutes
giving you
that
the
don't
proper
apply?
answer, and that it's not as
giving you the
clear as
proper
black.
answer.
It's not
either
as
yes or
clear.
no.
He's not being.
There's
He's not being
either some
honest.
that exist, or there's either some
He's not
that
being
don't
honest.
exist. You have to. They all exist to direct the people, or there's some that don't. It can't be both ways, Artie. So Artie,
Yeah.
I already told you the
It has to
general
be
rule.
equal.
I already told you the
no,
general
Artie,
rule
not
is that the
general
law
rule. I need a
applies to everybody.
specific answer. No,
I already
wait,
told you the
And
general
I
rule.
just
The law
quoted a
applies
federal
to
law.
everyone, public or private.
Hey, Ricky, watch this. Let me show you how silly he is. Can we go look
I already
at...
gave you the answer. You seem to
No,
not
you
want
didn't
to
give the
accept it.
answer. You're hiding the answer from the people is what you're doing. Just
Oh,
like the
okay.
Bible says.
So
in Luke
appeal to
11.
conspiracy now. Got it.
No,
How
it
is
ain't a
that-
conspiracy. It's obvious.
Are you giving an answer, sir? Yes or no?
Yes, I am giving you the answer.
Okay, so are there ways that people in the private cannot be bound by statutes over what you call that
A United States national.
No.
A United
Of their own
States.
volition,
A
no.
United States national, Artie.
Wait.
Ain't no sovereign.
So
There
you're
ain't no sovereign
so-
citizens over here, man.
so
You're
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 There
a
is,
moron.
you're spouting soft ideology. Though.
I've never,
I'll
no.
pull up statute and constitution to show that you don't know what the freak you're talking about right now.
I'll
Okay,
show.
Okay,
I'll show
yeah,
him right
please
now,
tell
too.
me how I don't know what I'm talking about. Go ahead.
Will you give us a definitive answer?
I gave you the definitive answer.
Is there ways that private people can stand against certain statutes and not have it applicable to them?
Of their own volition, no.
Okay, watch this, y'all. Let me show y'all how silly this dude is.
Okay,
Now we
so
gonna deal-
he's.
we're- wait,
I
wait,
already
wait.
told.
We
I already
gonna
told Dave
deal in your world.
that in
We're
order
gonna-
to
wait,
challenge the
sir,
constitutionality
sir,
of a statute, he can do
sir.
it.
I'm not
through courts,
challenging
but
a
not
constitution.
this.
I'm not
talking
challenging a
about no
statute.
constitutionality. I'm going to show how you don't know what the
But
freak
he
you're
said,
talking
but
about.
these guys
Nobody's
operate
nobody's
Sir,
again.
charging
These guys
anything.
operate
Can
under the
I show
assumption
the
that
law?
they could file
Can-
some sort of
can
magic
I
paperwork
show
to their
the
local
law?
county office,
Sir,
and then
can I
magically
show the
they don't
law?
have to follow traffic
Can
laws.
I show the law, please? You call yourself an attorney. You don't want to give a clear answer.
yeah.
Now I'm going to embarrass you.
I already
in
gave
front of
you. I
everybody.
already gave the answer.
No,
You don't
sir.
seem to like
I'm
it.
going to embarrass you in front of everybody. Watch this, y'all.
Please.
What? Okay, please watch. I'm going to do it. So we're going to look up Arizona.
Do you not know
revised
how to share a
statutes.
screen, man? Or are you just gonna use your phone?
This ain't my show. So I can't share a screen.
I don't know how
on
to
the
do
show.
it. I don't know how to do it.
So
Oh.
Arizona revised statute. I'm going to show
Uh-huh.
everybody 28-317. No, 26.
28-317.
Wait, so
26.
you're giving me a
26.
state law? Okay.
Yeah,
State-
so
state or federal?
Because you said law applies to everybody, right? So I'm gonna show you that you don't know what the.
I already gave you the it said generally the law applies to everyone.
No, not generally. I asked you if there was.
I did say no, but I gave you the
Yes
answer.
or
You don't
no?
like that. You don't like the fact. You don't like the fact that I understand that there are exceptions to the general rule.
No,
There is no.
exception, sir.
There
I am
are
well
no
aware of that.
exceptions.
No, there's a such thing of an exception or an exemption.
1 second, I'll be
and
right
then
back.
there's a such thing of inapplicability. That's different. All right, so for everybody to see, and I'll show it. So here's the ARS 26-317. Now notice this: if any person means every man or woman, it says any person who violates any provision of this chapter, or who knowingly fails or refuses to obey any lawful order or regulation issued as provided in this chapter, shall be guilty of a class 1 misdemeanor. So this is Arizona Revised Statute 26-317. This man, guys, won't tell y'all that there's law that exists that is not applicable to those who are in the private or associations.
Why didn't you finish the
Watch, I'm about to finish.
Finish it. Yeah, go ahead.
That's where I'm gonna smack you with it. Get ready.
Okay, yeah.
This
Go ahead, do it.
provision does not apply. Not you get an exemption. This provision does not apply to the refusal of any private organization or
So I like how he's
member-
proving my point now.
Hold on. No.
He's proving my point. This is great.
No,
I love
I'm
it.
gonna take it farther than this. No, see, I used the statute
Nick.
because you're a clown, and I knew you would agree.
Guys, I
Hold on,
already told
knew
him
you would
that
agree with the
I already
statute,
told him that
but
generally the
then-
law applies to everybody except when otherwise stated within the
No,
statute.
no. That's not how it works, though, sir. See, I
So
started here because I
he's
knew you were
basically
gonna jump
proving
in
my
and make this
point.
mistake.
So, but he's
no,
taking it
no.
as a win, and it's great.
Hey, y'all,
I
watch
love it.
this. I use this to suck him in because I'm going to show you the real law that's higher than this. Why they have it. See,
Federal-
he's so
Here we
dumb.
go.
He's
Federal-
so dumb. He slid in.
Oh,
Go
and
ahead,
tried to say
man.
something
go ahead,
that brought him
go
in
ahead,
first,
lady USC.
like I do
Go ahead,
every
you.
attorney. Hey, watch this. So I'm gonna blow us back out with this. Then I'm gonna take y'all to the higher law that proves why this has to be. See, he's foolish and he doesn't know. So
Oh,
watch,
here
Artie.
is
This
fun.
provision does not apply to the refusal of any private organization
Yep.
or member
Uh-huh.
thereof to participate in a local emergency or state of emergency as defined by this chapter. Now, I knew
Okay.
you would jump in and say, that's because the statute says so. That's not because the statute says so. And I'm about to
It's
prove
because the
Hey,
statute
everybody go
explicitly
to
defines that exception.
Arizona Constitution, Article
Which
2,
is-
Section 8.
which is
Arizona Constitution.
Why
Ho-
I
hold on, sir.
said exactly
Hold
what I
on.
said in the answer, and he wouldn't accept it. And the fact that he's
Wait,
proving
is
my
this
point
because
himself
of the
is
statute or
great.
because of the Constitution, sir?
Go for it. Okay, go ahead.
Is
Go
this
ahead. Say,
be-
what,
is
say,
this
say
because
it.
of-
Say it. I'm having a blast, man. Say it. Do it.
You should
Let's
have a
hear it.
blast. No, you
You should you should be having a good time, Artie.
I
Hey,
am.
watch
This
this.
is fantastic. I'm great. This is
Everybody
great.
pay attention. Hey, now let's see if he denies this. Now, Artie, real quick, because I'm gonna show you the Constitution. You're not gonna want to answer this. You're not gonna want to answer, but which one is the highest, Artie? The Constitution or the statute?
The Constitution.
Okay, so the Constitution is the highest, and who wrote it? The people or the government?
The government wrote it.
The government wrote
authorized by the
Constitution,
people.
Sir, Sir, the
The
government.
government
wrote-
which
Did
is
you really
authorized-
just say that?
The government,
you
which is authorized
drunk?
by the people.
Are you drunk? Arizona
How is it-
Constitution was written by the people.
How is the
hold on.
government
You-
authorized?
I'm sorry.
How did-
uh,
Hold on. Hey, wait. Let me
How does
show
the
y'all
Do
how-
elected
government
officials
get
not-
authorization?
Hey,
Are elected officials
let me
not
show
part of the
y'all
government?
how
How
What?
does the government gain authorization?
Hey, this dude is a clown, y'all. Watch this.
Are elected officials not part of the government? I
Without
didn't know.
consent. They
there's
never
no
asked me
elected
if I
officials
consent
before
unless
Constitution,
I
y'all.
I don't know.
Signed up for the
I
DMV.
have to understand this.
We created the seats in the Constitution. What
You
talking
know
about
what?
elected officials before there were seats?
Here you
Man,
go.
he's triggered.
Here's a great example.
He is
Here's a
triggered
great
fuck right
example.
now.
Me, bro.
Hey, here's a great example, Artie, right here. I'll shut you down. Now look, check this one out, buddy.
Here's
Uh,
the forefathers
what?
of Arizona telling y'all
Is
that
that
we
your
is
title?
Yeah, it's the old title.
Article 2, Section 2.
Same title,
All
still
political
valid.
power is inherent in the people, and governments
Right.
derive their just power from the consent of the governed and are established
Uh-huh.
to protect and
The
maintain
consent of the governed, right?
individual
Yeah.
rights. Now,
Yeah,
This dude is
the
trying to tell
consent of
y'all
the
the
government does
government-
not mean your individual consent.
I know it.
Why does it say right here on this
All right, just
on this
making
title
sure.
form?
I didn't
Hold
say
on,
that.
hold on, hold on.
No.
Right here on this title
No.
form.
Hey,
Hold
look,
on,
look
hold
at
on.
this.
Right here on this title form, it says I consent to the process of service by entering the above address. So this is how they procured the consent that you never thought you really fucking gave them. It's right here on civil process of service
Hey,
of the
Artie,
civil title.
Tell me,
There you go.
Tell me what this means, Artie. Article
Uh-huh.
2, Section
Yeah.
8. No person shall be disturbed in his private affairs
Or his home invaded
his home invaded. They ain't the same
without
thing.
authority of law.
Without authority of law. Okay.
Without
Right.
authority of law. Thank you very much.
What
I
is
appreciate
law?
it.
What's private
What is
affairs,
law?
Sir? Sir, what's private
What
affairs?
is law?
No,
Baby,
what is
don't
private
hurt
affairs?
me.
Because when it says no
Well, again,
association-
that's up to the courts to figure out to determine the meaning of private affairs. It's not
What
up to
are
you to find that out.
talking about? The people wrote the Constitution before the courts.
What then
Before there were
define
courts,
private
who wrote
affairs? Private affairs is not you again are nobody. You don't
Okay,
get to
wait,
determine
hold on.
what is private
The
affairs.
people wrote the Constitution before there was a court. Are you really that dumb?
The
Are you
courts
really gonna
are
say like that?
trusted to define and interpret what the law in the Constitution
Sir, the
says.
courts are trustees, right? They
The,
are
Of the-
yeah,
Hey,
the courts are
Hold on.
established by the
Trustees.
people
Sir, they
are
are
charged with the duty of
trustees
interpreting the
to- hold on.
Constitution.
to tell if the government officials and people are following the law that we
No.
created in the Constitution.
No.
So if something is unconstitutional, it has to not follow the Constitution.
Right,
We
but
wrote the
how
Constitution
is that?
and-
How is something determined unconstitutional?
By the words of the Constitution.
Oh, see, so your own
That we
personal
wrote.
opinion. So your
That
personal
we
opinion.
wrote. Sir, every
Your
court-
personal
let me-
opinion.
let me
Not the
help you
people. You
understand.
don't. Not the people, because you don't
Let me
represent
help
all
you-
the
let
people.
me-
You
Sir, what's
do
the-
not represent
what-
all the people, Joe.
What's the
David.
individual right, sir? What's the individual right?
You do not
What is
represent
an
the
individual
people.
right? What is an individual right?
Do you represent the people?
What is an individual right?
Were
That's
you
me,
elected?
Right? That's my right. I don't
Who
have to
gave
be.
you the power to interpret the law?
God? How can
Who's
you
God?
hold me? How
Can I
you
talk to
hold
him?
me-
Can
how
I
you
petition
hold
for
me?
redress of grievances to God?
The common law was made from
There's
me.
no God in this. There's no God in
The
this
common law
stream.
was made from the Bible, sir. You don't know that?
No.
You're
No.
drunk.
Are you an
You're
idiot?
drunk. You're drunk.
Are you fucking? Did you just actually say that?
Look it up right now.
Oh my
Look it up
god.
and see if common law came from the Bible. Look it up.
Are you fucking
Look it up.
serious?
Look it up. Yes, I am.
The common law,
Attorney-
the common law,
Go
as we
ask
understand it
Sean
in the United
Go-
States, came from
go ask
England.
Sean McMillan, the #1 CPS attorney, blowing y'all back out all day.
Oh
night in
my
court.
god.
Ask him. Ask Sean McMillan, who
Well,
get
all right.
millions and millions of dollars from y'all because y'all don't know the law. He knows me very well. Ask him.
Oh, I'm sure. Okay.
Sean
Whatever you
McMillan,
say, buddy.
attorney
God.
from
Okay.
California.
God in the Bible created common law. Got it.
You
all
don't
right,
know
whatever
what
you say, buddy.
common Law, bro. Okay, so
Because
1
because
Corinthians
it
chapter 6.
did not absolutely come from Anglican tradition from England.
First, who said that? I didn't say anything about England. What are you talking
No,
about?
I did, because that's where it actually came from. The
No,
common
that's
law.
English common law, not common law. Big difference.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
think
where
about it.
we have common
Look-
law here.
Look to the right. No, we
Since
have
since
American
America
common law.
came from England,
We have
therefore
American-
we have incorporated English common law, not
Do we have a
your
king? Do we have-
farcical
do-
made-up
do we
common
have a
law
king?
that you pulled out
Do
of
we
your
have a king?
ass.
Do we have a king?
Oh, I'm sorry. What?
Do we have a king like England?
No.
Where did that
But
come
did we
Wait, no, no,
adopt
no,
the
no.
common law
You
of
just
England
said
when the
we took
when the
from? You
Constitution was
just
formulated?
said- you
Yes,
just
it
said
was.
We took the common law of England. We don't
Yes.
have a king, sir.
Y-
We don't have a
so?
king. So we
And?
didn't take the common law of England.
The common law is
You
not
can't-
contingent upon there being a king.
Is different.
The common law of
English-
England is not
English
contingent
common
upon
law
whether or not a
is
king is there, you
contingent
dumbass.
upon-
Wow, that's what they
Are you
teach. They
fucking
teach you.
serious?
They,
What's
that's what
the
they.
king's
That's what they
bench, sir?
teach you in law school, man.
What's the kings and
Oh
queens
my god.
bench?
Yeah.
That's
As a matter of
royalty.
fact, I
They
have the
teach you the
fucking book.
opposite.
What
They
is
teach you the
king's
opposite.
bench and queen's bench, sir? Is that not from England? Because we
The
don't have that. here.
Anglo-American Legal Heritage. There we go. This is a book I read my second year, and it details the history of American common law and how it was derived from England and how it still exists
Part of
many,
it
to today.
comes from England. Part of it
Yeah.
comes from England.
No,
Not
you're
all
right. We don't have kings or queens benches anymore.
Uh-huh. No,
But we still
don't
have
that here.
common
have
law
diplomats.
crimes. We still have common law crimes that were derived from English
No, sir,
common
we
law.
still have common law altogether.
We
and
still
our
have
common
common law
our common law
terminology in
here-
terms of writs, property, possession. All of that is
Our-
still
our
derived
common-
from English
Our
common law.
Our common
Your
law
your
here-
farcical common law is a made up thing from sovereign citizens in the 1950s.
Show me. I don't know nothing about no sovereign citizen. I never got taught by one. So show me how what I just said.
Where did you get
about-
all this stuff in the first place? I have to
I
know.
just used the state constitution.
Oh,
So
that's
did you
what it
see me
was.
use anything else that you could disprove?
I'm sorry.
I used the state constitution. Can you disprove what I said from the constitution?
That all of your arguments are coming from direct from the Constitution?
I just opened the constitution and showed it to you, didn't I?
But you're
That's
making
how we got here.
interpretations of what the Constitution
would-
say.
No,
You're drawing
it's not
conclusions.
interpretation.
Okay,
Sir,
reading
who
the text, reading the text of a legal document is not
legal
fucking
Hold on,
law,
sir.
dude.
Sir, the people wrote the dang constitution. That's making law. What are
And you
talking
are
about?
making arguments based upon how you're interpreting the Constitution.
I didn't interpret. I just read it. It
Yes, you
said
did.
Private affairs.
You do that.
Did it
I
not
get
say-
into these arguments
Did
with
it not say
substance all the
private affairs,
time.
yes or no?
You guys
Sir,
are
did it-
drawing your own conclusions based
What
on the
conclusion
text
did I make?
without
What
any
conclusion did I make?
supporting evidence.
I
You're
Without
just
any
reading.
supporting evidence.
Sir,
Because
I read it to you.
Define
I read it
private,
to you.
like you said, define private affairs, define authority of law. Who determines
you
those?
wanna see-
Determines
We
that
do.
terminology.
The people who wrote it determine it.
The
So-
courts do.
So
No,
so
sir,
so
the
Social
court-
Security
You,
and the
you
IRS
personally
get
in your
to make up
fucking
their own
room
amendments and
do
their
not
own rules and
determine what the
regulations.
Constitution
Let
allows
me
or
show you how
disallows.
Let me show you how dumb you sound. This is how simple it is.
You know what?
Every single-
I'll keep myself silent and let the people determine how stupid
sir.
you are. Go ahead.
AJ, you're a
every
nobody.
single-
Sounds like
every
an
single-
obnoxious.
Every single
Yeah.
case, every single case that gets fought, right?
Yeah,
Where
it
someone says
just
that
sounds like
something
it's so obvious
unconstitutional.
of how much he feels that much better about telling somebody else that they're a nobody. And
Oh, that
just make
doesn't
his
matter.
feel just
Man,
make
you got-
himself
man,
feel
you're
like
taking
a
it
whole
way
lot
too
like
personally,
like
man.
it's a whole lot higher than everybody else.
You're taking this
right?
shit personally because
Sir.
I keep on telling you that I'm a nobody. Shit.
Okay, sir. Here we go. If somebody
You know what?
says
I
something-
I never
somebody
considered
says something
myself
is-
anybody important.
If somebody
But
says something is
There are a
unconstitutional,
lot of people out there that love
But
me and
I
love the
actually,
things that I do
honestly,
for
I
other
wasn't even
people.
making that point necessarily at you. It was more
So
towards
for
David because
you to
David
tell
seems to
another
have
person
an
that
ego.
they're nobody.
Dave seems to have a
he's
very high
probably
opinion of
next.
himself
Put
and
you
a
down, like,
very high opinion of it
you know.
of his influence
hey Rick,
on
he
the world.
watches me. He watches me. and follows
Because
me.
Dave thinks that
materialistic
I'm part of this
individual.
secret group of lawyers that are like trying to
Ain't
trying to
afraid
fight
of
back
you.
against
That's
this
not afraid.
information
Nobody's
theft
afraid
case,
of
I don't know
you,
which
man.
I think is
about
kind of
your
hilarious.
group.
You know me, homie.
But what I can show you is that
I ride
we
around,
are people
I ride
in
around
private,
internet,
and
God. I ride
we
around
can
the
stand
streets
against
of LA,
government
man.
corruption and
I do
tell
my thing. I have
government
a great
officials to
time
kick
around here, and a lot of
rocks
people love
if
me.
they go
All
against
over the
those
place.
rights. I can tell you
I ain't
that,
got nothing to be afraid of.
right? I can tell you that. Like, we have a right as a people, and I can use your own courts to tell you. If that's what if you believe in, you worship the court and believe that the court is making their own decisions, like they're not looking at the piece of paper called the Constitution.
That's his assertions are based on his indoctrination from his
Yeah,
training.
he
and,
literally
and,
says you don't get to make the determination.
and his
Your
tuition
personal
paid government
opinion.
funded
No,
ideology.
does not
what
Sitting
they're
in
wrong,
your room and blathering on
what
YouTube
they're going to permit you to
is
practice
not-
in their jurisdiction.
Sir,
is
every
meaningless.
case, sir, every man or woman who went against government tyranny and won in the Supreme Court, it started with their opinion that the government was wrong. That's how you end up in court.
And then they went to court, right?
Did you not just understand that? They have to make. If the people don't make a
Thank you for
decision,
proving my point.
That's
You
not
ain't proved no
proving
point.
Because, hold on. Because the court agrees with one of the people. Because the court. Look how stupid
Nobody
this
even.
is. Look how stupid this is. When a person goes against a wrongful statute, they have made a determination themselves to ignore it because
Okay.
it's wrongful.
And then
It
they
is
challenge
wrong.
it, right?
Hold on, sir. Hold on.
Do they challenge it?
Hold on, sir.
Do they challenge it?
The thing is not wrong, and people don't have to wait for a court to not obey it. The law itself and the courts tell you that if somebody has a statute that is unconstitutional,
Hold on,
nobody has to obey it. No
Hold on,
office
Dave
is
Jose.
created.
Dave
It's
Jose,
null
1
on
second.
its face.
1 second.
But the
I need to
determination of
set-
whether or not that particular
Hey, hold
law
on, hold-
that you're referring to is unconstitutional.
Is the person
Hey,
who decides to not follow it.
Hold on. Hey, I'm gonna tell you like this. Internet God, why did I bring this clown to speak for me? I'm gonna tell you like this. I don't need nobody to speak for me. They talking over me, and I'm letting them. I'm enjoying it. I'm seeing this other individual's true side. I'm able to make my own assessments about this individual and how he already told me and Dave how he sees us. We're nobodies. We're nobodies. We're nothing in his eyes. And you know what? Likewise, you're nothing in my eyes. I can't speak for Dave because only Dave's eyes can speak for him. No other man can speak for me or attest to me or my testimonies. No other man can step up on my sovereignty. No other man can violate my space. No other man can order me without just due probable cause to do something against my will. To do so would be involuntary servitude. I do not want to be involuntarily subjected to your corporate contracts. And you can't say it's not a corporate contract, especially when the Department of Motor Vehicles operates upon the consent of that contract. the Department of Motor Vehicles then issues a license out to these people that want to drive up on their public roadways based upon their laws and their rules and their regulations. Like the average person will just automatically disregard the lack of respect for other people traveling on the road. And that is not the case. People still respect the other people's boundaries, and people are always held to the criminal standards. Nobody is not held to criminal law. Anybody that commits a crime should be subjected to criminal law and be punished accordingly. I don't need nobody to speak for me, internet dog. Whatever you want to come over here and troll and try to put yourself in a position. I'll tell you like this. You want to say that, United States Corporation, whatever, right? The fact is, we're all human, and if we're all equal, how can you make me agree to do something that I don't want to do? How can you force me to do something that I don't want to do? And if I don't do it, you're gonna what? You're gonna lock me up? You're gonna abuse me? You're gonna take away my privileges? Not even caring if this is my only source of transportation, and I've been doing really good, and I've been working really hard, trying to do all the right things in my life. And every time I go down the street, some cop wants to pull me over and just pull me out of the car just because he has the authority, the statutory authority to do so. And doing so isn't an act of violation of my constitutional rights that are guaranteed to be protected. So California State Constitution, Article 1, Section 1 says all people by nature are free and have certain inalienable rights. Among them are the right to pursue the happiness and property. Why are you forcing me to consent to the process of service in the mail? What do I do with that damn title? Why are you forcing me to consent to the process of service, to the ticket, and the violation that was offered by the Department of Motor Vehicles by the consent of my registration right here on the back of it, fine little bitty fucking print nobody takes the time out to read, because the way that it's written, I consent to receive the process of service at this mailing address pursuant to Civil Code of Procedures, Section 41520B, 41530A, 41690. All of these are entitlements to people who are corporations and taxpayers. All of these people identified in these codes are taxpayers. Every single one of them. Every single one of these people are taxpayers. And it says, I consent. And that was the consent to the registration of my property to the state. So now the state can pull me over anytime they want. And it ain't because we're black or we white or whatever we look. We just fit the description. Cops ain't racist. They're cops. That's what they're taught to do. That's what they're taught to do. That's how they train you. They train you, and you can say that, oh, you're wrong. 13th Amendment of the United States Constitution says what? Involuntary servitude. You're going to force me to submit to the Social Security Administration? You're going to force me to submit to the IRS? That would be involuntary servitude. You're forcing me to do something that I don't want to do. And by the way, I took it easy on you, internet dog. I'll fucking clown your bitch ass. I'll call you all kinds of fucking names. I'll put you down. I'll cuss you out. I will clown your fucking ass. I troll 10 times harder if I want to. Okay. And I've been being nice. I've been being very fucking nice. Hey, there's Ricky, a lot of my people that'll tell you.
To clarify, Ricky, you're saying that the ability for the police to pull you over is contingent upon whether or not you've registered your vehicle?
Wait. I was showing one thing about the private, and I said I'll show a court case. I just wanted to show the people. Then I'll leave, and y'all can finish doing what y'all want to do if that's okay. Because
you can stay. I'm cool.
Go ahead, Dave. Let's hear it.
I showed the Constitution. I showed how the people have a right to carry out their private affairs. Now what I'm going to do is show how in the actual Supreme Court, 9-0, you guys can see that just because the state or a statute says that they can have jurisdiction to do something,
does it make it law?
does not make it law, and they can actually give you a restraining order or attack you saying that they're
injunction.
doing something that's just, right? Now, what I'm going to do is read simply from the Supreme Court, and we're going to see if what I showed you guys about certain statutes and if there's a difference between when you're in the private and when you're in the public, and the government officials don't necessarily know at the lower level, like
What was the
Artie
case
is
about?
claiming every statute. It was about the NAACP and
Mm-hmm.
Alabama not wanting them to carry out business in their state, and they tried to
Mhm.
do a TRO. They tried to ask for the membership list. Their business statutes would allow for any business in their state to have to give that documentation up. And because the entity was in the private, just like I said with me creating private entities, the government officials lost their ability to have jurisdiction over those types of entities. Now, I'll let you see that the people in a private capacity has authority to do certain things based on the Supreme Court. You can laugh. Watch this, y'all. He's laughing, but watch Justice Harlan show that this dude is a clown. Watch this. In an
NAACP
opinion
versus
authored-
Alabama. Awesome. Let's hear it.
Yeah, it's very awesome. In an opinion authored by Justice John M. Harlan II, a unanimous court decided in favor of the petitioners, which was NAACP, a group of black people in a racist white state, holding that immunity. Watch this.
Typical.
See, he don't know nothing about this, Ricky. You got to hear this.
I'm here. I'm listening.
Immunity.
He thinks I don't know.
immunity-
Let's hear it.
Hold on. Immunity from state scrutiny of petitioners' membership list is here so related to the
heard
right of
that case.
petitioners' members to pursue their lawful private interests privately and
Private
to
interests.
associate freely with others in doing
Free
so as
association.
to come within the protection of the 14th Amendment. Further, the court
Fuck the
held that
14th
freedom-
Amendment.
Yep, freedom to associate. Hey, this is
Fuck
your
the
privilege.
14th Amendment, man.
Fuck
Yeah.
your privileges
Nice.
and your
Hey,
immunities.
Hey,
I got the first 10. I got the first
And he
10.
says he's not a
I
sovereign
got the
citizen.
first 10 amendments.
this is also in all the
First
state
10 amendments.
This is
What, you
also
don't
in
like
all
the
state
13th now?
constitutions. But look, furthermore,
The 13th
further, the court
is already listed in the 9th, homie. What are you talking about?
Further, the court held the freedom to associate with organizations dedicated to the advancement of beliefs and ideas is an inseparable part of the due process clause of the 14th Amendment.
Yep.
Justice Carlin concluded that the state obtaining the names of association's members would likely interfere with the free association of its members. So the state's interest, which is what they try to use to go after you, their compelling interest. You can smile, Artie. It's true.
I'm
They tried to
smiling because
use-
this is amazing.
they-
I can't wait to respond.
Okay. So would likely interfere with free association of its members. So the state's interest in obtaining the records was superseded by the constitutional rights of the petitioner.
Constitutional.
So the constitutional rights is what barred them. But go ahead, Artie. Try to defend.
So you're saying that the
Don't
Alabama's
say what I'm
law.
saying. He just read it.
So
He
you're
just read it.
saying that Alabama's law that the Supreme Court struck down, which demanded the names in the membership lists of the NAACP, means that you can.
Sir, you
have
just
some
messed
sort
up.
of
You just
private
messed up. I didn't
organization.
say that.
That's
You
not what he
messed up
said.
already.
That's
You
not
messed
what
Okay,
he
then
up
what?
said.
what
Let
okay,
me
I'm
help
sorry.
you
Correct me
understand,
then.
sir.
Correct me, please.
There is
Go
a
ahead and correct
compelling
me.
public interest in the business of LLCs, S corps, C corps, 501 created everything. That
But the
that allows them-
NAACP
Hold on,
was
sir,
a
hold
political
on.
organization,
Let
was
me-
it not?
Sir, the people don't know. So let me get it out.
It's a
so
political
everybody can
subdivision.
Understand. Everybody here don't know, Artie, so it's fair for them to know. So let me tell them how it works.
I see. I
So
see.
when
You
you
say we're
have
nobodies.
a business created under statutory authority, what happens is in the Constitution, like in Arizona and in many states in the statute, it says that you can call forth all of their books and records at any time as the legislature in the state. You can do that. Now,
Mm-hmm.
you could go look at Article 14 in Arizona Constitution, you'll see. So any business, LLC, S Corp, C Corp, that is created and giving the ability to function in the state doing commerce automatically falls under the regulations of the state. So the NAACP, an entity that is private and not under the jurisdiction of the state for those purposes, they don't have jurisdiction to mess with them in the private. That's why I said they can handle their lawful, private affairs lawfully. The government don't just get to come in and demand that you give them stuff because they want to mess with you. And that's exactly what the government did.
Okay,
They broke the
fine.
law.
And so then what happened here? Are you saying that this can therefore means that if you create a private, unassociated organization that you don't have to follow traffic laws? I mean, what are you trying
No.
to even
I'm not talking
prove
about
here?
Nobody's even said anything
Sir,
about. He's
I
not even
just-
talking
I
about
just-
traffic. What kind of
I
law?
just-
Well, even-
man?
I mean, I
just-
agree with
I
the situation,
just
but you seem to be making a
Sir.
mountain out of a molehill by this decision.
No,
dude.
you're confusing two different types of things
Sir.
going on right now.
We got onto this because you talked about private associations when I said I created private associations for people around the country who were facing mandates, facing getting shut down.
I
and
didn't say
locked down,
anything
having
about
to-
your private association. So,
I
with all due
told
respect,
you what I did, and then you attack what I said. That's how we
I
got on
don't
this.
recall I ever having a discussion with you
Sir,
about
we were just
you
talking about the
creating
private associations I created in New Jersey.
And
In
then
your
you
state.
throw, and
Oh,
then you throw
I
the
thought that
traffic
you
laws on
sent
it.
some.
Yeah.
I thought you sent some documents to the governor's office or something like that.
Yeah, we sent
Shows
notice
what.
to the government.
Okay,
after we made the associations. I
Okay.
made the associations around the country. We
I put
sent
up-
notice to the police.
Look, I
chief.
put up the
Okay,
Latin.
so
put up the
now,
Latin
now
summary
again,
for
now
social.
I understand. So you created this private association that dealt with the mandates in New Jersey. That
No.
what? I've rejected it.
Lord Jesus, there were businesses who were getting shut down in your state, sir,
Uh-huh.
and nobody knew how to stop it.
Okay.
Then I took my black anus into your state and set up entities and sent the government notice, and they stopped messing
You-
with the people, including the ones who were going to court. That's
No,
what
you created you created a private entity for these businesses?
Sir, I created a private entity and moved the people from the public to the private. Go ahead and say I can do it.
And then you think that that's actually stopped the government from being able to require these businesses from adhering to these mandates?
They're not businesses anymore. They're not business anymore.
Wait, so
when they move
you
into the private,
told
they're
these people
private
to
associations.
reject their LLCs to no longer become corporations anymore?
What are you talking, sir? Have you given any remedy to the people who are dealing with COVID issues?
No, that's not my field. That's not my wheelhouse.
So you don't do it. So if you
so
don't
what
do
I'm
it,
asking, I'm asking you for clarification. Did you actually tell these people to no longer to?
No. I created a private entity. Go call the bar association and tell them what I did. Okay, take this video and give it to the bar association.
And you think that this
Please.
private entity shields
You need
these
to
people
send
from
it
mandates?
first class mail.
Let me tell you how it works, sir. The police in New Jersey, we got audio tapes of them telling that they're not messing with us because they understood what it was.
So you think that these businesses became not businesses?
They're not
under your
businesses
private entity,
anymore. They're not business anymore.
and
They're private.
therefore they don't have to follow the mandates.
Are private entities regulated by government mandates, sir? Didn't I just show you that in the statute in Arizona?
A private
That it
business,
does not
yes, is
apply?
regulated by. Do you actually think an LLC is not still
business, what
a
are you
private
talking
business?
about? A LLC is a business and it's not private.
Yeah.
It deals with the public, sir. It deals with
No,
the
it's
public.
still a private
It's in
business. It's
commerce.
privately owned. Is it not?
Who cares about
Limited
privately owned?
liability.
It's
Okay,
dealing
so
with
you're trying to
commerce.
you're creating a new definition of private. Okay, gotcha. Let's clear it.
No.
Hey,
Private, sir, is not dealing with commerce. You have obligation of contract. Is that not right?
So
If you have an
I'm
obligation
sorry,
of
private
contract,
business. A private business is a private business. Walmart is a private business.
No. A private.
No, they're not.
Business, sir.
They're
is a
subject.
business
No, they're
doing
not.
commerce.
They pay tax. They
Sir,
pay taxes to the
A
IRS.
business
They're
That
not
doesn't
private.
make them
doing
public. What are
commerce.
you talking about?
It makes
Sir,
them the employee. That
you
makes
wanna
them
know
the
what public
employee
is?
of
No,
the IRS.
they're not the employee of an IRS. What
Sir,
are you talking
if
about,
a
Ricky? Settle down.
business- If a business is dealing with the people in the public selling stuff, and they don't have a
which is
relationship,
a private business. Yeah.
that's commerce. That's
And
how you
that's
get
still
under the
private.
jurisdiction of the commerce.
That's
No,
how
it's
you
not.
get under the-
No,
It is private.
It's
how's it?
dealing.
Yeah, you're
with
right. It
the
is.
They
Just
all,
like when a cop
is
gives
it
you a
or is
ticket
it
when he
not
pulls
owned
you
by the
over.
feds or the government? If
Just
it's
like-
not owned by the government, it's private.
What are you talking about?
What are
No,
you
sir.
talking about?
Let me help you understand. Private and public deals with use. So
Yep. Lee, this is the one
Here we
smart
go.
attorney.
If
Wow.
Oh man.
Hey,
if I use a business to sell things to the public, that's why the Commerce Clause in Article 1, Section 8 applies to these businesses.
Article
why
1,
Ocean-
Section
They're
8.
still
deals with
privately
these
owned
people.
businesses.
It doesn't matter if it's privately owned if they're selling.
It
to
does
other
matter. That's the
Okay,
explicit definition between delineation between
Ricky,
public and private.
Ricky, this dude don't get it, so I got to show some
This
law
dude-
to help this guy.
Oh
Hey,
my
Ricky,
God.
Can you, Ricky,
is
can you
sad.
pull up on your computer right there?
Well,
Title
This is,
2.
this is typical
public
soft sit
accommodation.
ideology right
What
here.
is it?
guys.
Title
No,
2 what?
sir, this is written in the law. Title 2.
This
Public
is
accommodation.
standard
Show you
soft
the
sit ideology where they try to
Sir,
conflate public
it's
and private.
It's written in the law.
Thinking
Title-
that
you're
because a
talking
business
about
has
two
to
different
follow laws and regulations, that makes them not private anymore for some reason.
Sir,
I don't understand.
You know what
that.
makes you?
Sir,
I'm going
you're
to tell you what makes
confusing.
you a private
You're
person,
confusing.
sir. I'm going to tell you what a private person is. A United
This
States
guy's
national
hilarious.
is a private
this is-
person. United States.
So somebody who lives in the American Samoa is a private person.
Yeah, he is a private person if he is a
Okay.
United States national.
Yeah,
know
he's
what?
a non-
Don't
well,
argue
not-
with me, Artie. Don't
A
argue with me.
non-citizen national, yes. You living out of California cannot arbitrarily make yourself a non-citizen national. I want to tell you that
Sir,
right
it's
now.
not about. Hold on. Why do you think that you cannot make yourself a certain status? Are we not
What?
all people?
I'm
You
gonna
can-
show him
you can rescind
show
your
him-
citizenship, but you need to leave the
No, no, no,
I'm
country
gonna show
first.
him on.
Sir,
I'm gonna.
Hold
You
on.
can't leave it.
Forget rescinded citizenship.
I'm here
Am I
by
one of the
birthright,
people?
dude. What are you
Am
talking
I one
about?
of the? Am I
I'm
one
not
of
an
Then
the
you're a
immigrant.
birthright citizen. Congratulations.
Am I one?
I'm a
Artie,
state
am I one of the
citizen.
people?
Get it right, Jimmy.
No,
Am I-
you're a citizen of the United States. Take
Artie,
it.
am I one of the people?
TS.
I
Artie,
mean,
am
all
I
right.
one of the
and-
people?
I'm a
Artie,
United States
I one of
of
the people?
American citizen. Yes.
Artie, am I one of the people?
Of the United States, you're a citizen, yeah.
I'm an Arizonan. Am I one of the people of Arizona, sir?
You're a
Am I one
citizen of the United States and Arizona.
Am I one? Are you denying I'm one of the people?
You're a citizen of the United States and in Arizona.
Am I one of the people in Arizona, sir? It's simple. Why?
You're a
See, you
citizen
can't-
of the United
you
States
can't
and
answer
Arizona.
A question, Artie, because
You don't
you're
like the answer that
silly.
I'm giving you.
It's not an answer. You're not answering if I'm one of the people. You're calling me a citizen of or whatever.
Yeah.
And all this. bullcrap.
And a citizen
Am
is
I
one of the people. A citizen
Sir,
is one of the people.
One of the people. Am I one of the people? Yes or no?
A citizen is one of the people, so you're a citizen.
Okay. So if I'm one of the people, do I
I'm
have
not-
a right to trial
Which
by
is a
jury?
citizen.
Wait. Do I have a right to trial by jury if I'm one of the people?
Is the maximum punishment greater than 6 months?
Am I entitled to a trial by jury as one of the people based on the constitutions of the state, sir?
If the maximum punishment is greater than 6 months, yes.
Can you show me where it says that in the state constitution of Arizona, sir?
No, that's Duncan versus Louisiana.
Sir,
That's
can
the Supreme
you
Court
show
decision.
me in Arizona
Constitution.
where it says
Duncan
that I
versus
have to
Louisiana is a U.S. Supreme
Constitution.
Court decision.
Okay, so can you show me, sir, in the state
Mhm.
constitution of Arizona where I have to have?
I'm showing
where it
you.
has to
I'm
be
telling
greater
you
than 6 months.
the Supreme Court law, which is
There-
the
sir,
Supreme law
What
of the
do you mean
land.
Supreme Court law? You mean decision?
I'll
The
show you.
Supreme Court
I'll
decision,
show
which
you
has the force of
institution
law.
Sir, the people in the trust indenture called the Constitution of the United States gave the legislature the power to make law, not the court. So can you just be specific? with
And the
what you
court
say?
has the
Because-
ability to strike down laws that are determined to be unconstitutional.
but they don't make law. So what are
They
you talking
determine the
about?
constitutionality of
Do
law.
they make law?
They
Do
agree.
they
I
make law?
agree. I agree.
They
They
make
make law.
common law. Yes, technically.
Common law.
No, they
yes.
don't. You can't make common
Yeah,
law.
of course,
Common
it's
law
stare
exists
decisis.
before the decision.
Judicial precedent,
Common law,
which again comes from the
exists-
English common law.
Oh my God,
It does.
guys. See, this guy is gonna lie to y'all all day. So let me
He's-
Well, I'm not.
From
I'm
the
just.
law books,
Yeah.
Dave
from the
Jose
dictionary
really
that
is
we
getting
learned.
triggered. He does not like
Hey,
the fact that he's getting
hey,
railroaded,
He don't want me to read.
You're not getting right.
from
Ain't
the-
nobody
don't
getting
want me to read
railroaded
the
but you
definition.
over
getting
here.
raw dogged in
so-
his room right now.
I'm seeing
Hey.
two dudes gang up on you.
Hey, here's what's funny. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna read from
Normally,
the
you
law
gotta
book
pay for
they
that, you know?
use, and we're gonna see if common law is something that the courts just make up.
I
Or
know,
if
I
it's
know.
something
He
that-
won't admit it. He won't admit. He'll cite SCOTUS in one thing, but then he'll reject SCOTUS in another thing.
You said
I
they
know.
made law. I don't reject SCOTUS. I said
I
they don't
I
make law.
told you the law,
I
which
said they
determined
don't-
whether
it's
or
a
not
law. They
petty-
don't even make law. What
I
are you talking about? How-
I gave you the Supreme Court
said they
decision that
make law.
determined whether or not a petty offense has a right
You
invokes the
said-
right to trial by jury.
You said they make law. That's what you said, and I said you were wrong. That's
The
what
court
happened.
made
Why
the
did you-
determination which has the force of law, saying
Yeah, but
that
you said
you
they
do not
made
if-
law, and I corrected you. Why
Yes.
are you mad? Why are you mad that I corrected you?
I'm not mad. I'm
It's
trying to explain this to
It's
you, but you
okay.
don't seem to want to listen.
Sir, all I did was say they don't make law because you made an error in your speech. Don't get mad. It's okay, bro.
I
gonna
gave
be all
you
right.
the SCOTUS decision. Have you not read
Okay,
Duncan versus
thank you.
Louisiana?
Thank you. SCOTUS decision. That's better. That's all we had an issue
Okay.
on.
And
Now, so
that
let me
decision
show you.
determined
show
whether
you
or
he
not
don't know
petty
what he's talking about.
offenses
Here's common
have
law.
the right to trial by jury.
Actually, it didn't determine if it's making a decision off of something that already exists, sir. So stop.
No, it's an
Common
issue.
law.
That was the issue,
Common
is whether
law.
or not
Watch this, y'all.
somebody
he don't
who-
want me to read it. He don't want me to
go
read the
ahead
Black's
and
Law
read it,
Dictionary
dude.
because
Go ahead and read
he
it
don't want
from
me
your
to read it.
outdated
Here we
dictionary.
go.
Go ahead.
Common law, as distinguished from law created by the enactment of legislature, the common law comprises of the body of those principles, not court cases, principles
Oh my god.
and rules
Principles.
of action relating to the government and
Principles.
security of persons and property, which derive their authority not from recent cases, but solely from usages and customs of immemorial antiquity, not just today. So please stop lying, sir. Let me
I'm
keep
not
going.
lying. I'm telling you exactly
lied.
what
You
the
said-
law is
You
determining.
said they make common law, and you lied.
Yeah, the
comes
common
from-
law
from
deals with is a
immemorial
reference to
antiquity.
the judicial precedent
no,
under the
sir.
laws of
You
England.
tried to run a quick one on us and say
No,
that
I
they
didn't.
make
I
common law,
I
but
gave
they
you
don't.
the answer, and you don't
They
like the fact that
don't.
I gave you the answer that you don't
said
like to
they
hear.
made common law. Did you
Yeah.
not say they made common law?
Your answer is
Yes, common law deals with judicial precedent, judge-made law.
No, you said they made
Judge-made
common
law.
That's what you said.
Judge-made
and you
law.
lied.
It's part of the common law.
No. There's no such thing of judge-made law. They
Yes, it
only
is.
respond.
No, that is a
They
thing.
only no.
If you
sir,
knew your
they
history,
only-
you would understand that.
Sir, they only.
If you knew your
affirm
history,
or-
you would know that.
the history
Watch what I
that they
finish.
taught you,
I'm gonna finish reading.
the history that the
Yeah,
state
the actual
taught you.
history, not conspiracy history.
Sir,
The-
they
yeah,
only
yeah. So
confirm
just because you have a
or
different
affirm.
ideology, just because you have a different ideology about a certain prospect of history that you've been taught by the state, it makes the history that you found out over here to be
He didn't read the
inconsistent
book,
with the
though.
history.
This is his book. This is the attorney's book. They read this.
What is
look,
that book?
Yeah,
Now,
it's
Ricky,
their book.
Ricky,
It's
What
what
was
they
the
want
book?
to teach you.
Ricky,
It's the
watch
book
what
they want to
happens.
teach you.
Ricky, watch what happens. The judges don't make common law. They only affirm.
They only
common law,
affirm the common
right?
law.
They only
Yes.
affirm or
They don't
confirm
make
common law.
anything.
The
The
judges
common
don't make
law
nothing.
crime of burglary is defined. it has a
Burglary
very
is a
specific-
criminal law.
right,
can't-
but
right,
it's a common law
Ricky.
crime. Is
Right.
it not?
So you're subjected to
Which
being
was
held
created
criminally.
over years and years of judicial precedent.
We're not saying because burglary is not a crime, dipshit.
How do you define burglary?
Define burglary as a criminal crime. It needs to be constituted as a criminal punishment.
Who determined what the crime of burglary is?
The people did. When the people said
Through
you
how?
cannot take from
How?
another
Through
man,
what?
When the people say you can't take from another man or trample his rights, that is what makes it a
That's
crime.
not what
And the
burglary
judge
is,
said,
asshole.
Yeah.
That's not the common law definition of burglary.
What is this dude talking about? What is
You
he
don't know what the
talking about?
definition. You don't know what the common law definition of burglary is, do you?
I'm talking about
You
what
no? Do you know what the
how-
no, do you
how
know what
a
the common
judge
law
makes a
definition of
determination.
burglary is? Yes or no?
what?
Do you, let me ask you a question now. Do you know what the common law definition of burglary is? Can you define it for me?
The definition of theft, which is the common law
Common? Nope,
term,
nope, no, not theft. Burglary.
theft is to pick
specifically
something up and take
burglary.
it from somebody. Burglary is to break into somebody's private anything and
Yep.
to remove something out
That's
of the
the difference.
jurisdiction it was in. That's what it is. Now what?
That's the
Wrong.
Yeah.
difference.
You're wrong.
You're
The
fake
common
as
law crime of burglary
Show it.
is
Go. Open
the
up book
breaking
show
and
it.
entering of the dwelling house of another at
Do you hear
nighttime
this
with
guy?
the intent to commit a felony therein. It does not
you see
matter
what
whether
this
or
guy
not the
said?
Why are
person
you
is
using-
taking somebody out of there.
Open up,
Look how
open
you're
the law
using.
book.
You're
Open
stating
law
the.
book. Open the law book. Show it.
So you're
Okay,
wrong.
watch this, y'all.
Congratulations.
Open it.
What's it like to be
Open it.
wrong?
No.
I don't
How
know.
is
I know
he
you don't
wrong?
like to be wrong,
Well, how's he
but
wrong,
you're
Artie?
wrong.
How's he wrong?
Open it. Open the book and show us like I'm showing you.
How's he wrong, Artie?
Open it.
Huh?
How's
Read a
he
book.
wrong?
Open it.
Read a
Open
book.
the book.
I
Open
read
it.
all day
No,
long,
open it
Artie.
up. We're here. We're here right now. Open it. Come on. Open it.
He's so mad right now. I love it.
I'm not mad.
He
I
doesn't.
said open it so we
He
can all
does
see.
not like it when he's getting
Look,
called out. on this
You're
bullshit.
trying to
Look,
you're trying to
I'm wrong.
reverse the conflict of interest here,
Ugh.
Artie. You're
Open
trying to
it.
you're trying to
Open the book.
reverse the conflict of interest. You're
Open the
not
book,
holding.
Artie, so we can see. So we need to see that exact definition you just said. Open it up.
Huh? Well,
the
I can
book.
get you
You hear
my I
me?
can get you my law book here in a bit. 1 second.
Okay, so I'll finish reading while you're going to get your law book. So here we go, guys. Watch this.
Mhm.
And it better say common law definition. You better don't explain it. Try to
Okay,
show some
okay,
statutory
okay, cringe. Go ahead, comment, talk.
branch. Anyway, here we go. So watch this. Persons and property which derive their authority solely from usages and customs of immemorial antiquity. Now watch this. Or from the judgments and decrees of the courts recognizing, affirming, and enforcing such usages and customs. They don't write a law, they just affirm what the people always said. So
And
let's
in
stop
this
playing.
sense, the particular, the ancient unwritten
No,
law
no,
of
open it.
England, unwritten
open
law
it.
of England. I'm
Open
reading
it,
you
sir.
Black's law. The common
Open-
law is all the statutory and case law background of England and the American colonies before the American Revolution. Common law
Before the
consists of
American-
those
whoa,
principles, usage, and rules of action applicable to government and the security of persons and property, which do not rest for their authority upon any express or positive declaration of the will of the
of any
legislature.
legislature. Yeah. Now
So,
what?
so in other words,
It
the
came from
common
people,
law
not the legislature. Hold on.
of
You just
that's
proved my
also
point.
applied by the judiciary.
That's what it
came
is.
from the
That's what
people.
it
You
is.
just
I know
proved
what
my
it is
point.
now.
Not
I didn't.
from
No, I
legislatures,
just proved.
from the people.
I just debunked you
get
right
mad.
there.
That's what it is. The
You just proved
I just
profession
debunked
gets
it.
mad.
I love it.
You just proved that it doesn't come
I
from the
love
This
it.
legislature.
I
profession
proved you
gets
wrong.
mad. This
And the
profession gets
judges
mad when
affirm
another
it.
idea is permitted to exist that goes against their particular
Yeah,
ideology of
He
law.
does. Dave does not
Jurisdictional
realize that he
law.
just got debunked. It's fun.
No, what it is
I got
anything
debunked
that
when
goes
you just
against
said
No,
what
yeah,
I
because
said.
I just told you that the
anything that
common
goes
law
against
in
what
terms of-
anything
So where
that's
did
what
it
Artie
say
says or
judge
is
made law?
not what Artie agrees with is not the law, even
Yeah.
though
He just read it.
he only creates one piece of it, and it's against his
They did
basic
not say case law.
ideology.
They did not say
You
case law.
said judge made law is what you
Yeah,
said.
which is
And
case law.
It did not say
Which is
it
case
came from
law.
Judges.
Which is case
Sir,
law.
You just
What is
lied.
case law then?
You just lied.
Define case
You
law.
just
I'll
lied.
define
Define
case law
what
right
is
now.
case law?
It's a judgment or decree based on what the Constitution or the law says.
Which
Thank you, man. You
determines
beat me to it.
future decisions. In other words, it has the force of law, aka
Sir,
judgment
hold
law.
on.
Thank you
Sir,
very much.
So it's still an opinion.
Before judgment,
Whoop, whoop.
see, he don't understand basic law.
He-
Before
I
judgment
think
must come
I think he's
a decree
trying so hard
or a
to.
law.
Hell yeah, they-
Somebody has to make it for the judge to make a judgment off of. Somebody has to make it. So when you have something that's unconstitutional, the people write
What-
the Constitution.
Except there was
And then
never
the
a
judge-
constitution in England beforehand, was there?
It don't
Sir.
matter. Fuck
First
So,
of
England. We don't live in England.
so your entire
I don't
argument
care
is
about the
fucking
crown.
bunk.
No, it's not, because the people wrote the Constitution.
Oh my
and before
God.
Before that, there were customs and usages
Here
of
we
the
go.
people, not judges. Take it all
Which
the way back.
which
as far
the
as you
judges
want.
determined. The judges through written opinions determined what those customs and usages were,
Opinion.
and over time
Opinion.
formulated the
Opinion.
common law. Oh my
Opinion.
God!
No, sir,
Opinion.
This guy.
Sir, the judges
Opinion.
make an opinion about something that already exists.
An opinion
They're
is not a
judging-
fact.
Sir,
Oh,
they're
this
judging
guy.
to see
Dude, an
if
opinion, a
what
judicial opinion has the force.
somebody did
Oh, dude,
An
I hate to break it to
opinion.
you.
against the Constitution or not.
A judicial
So,
opinion
they're
and a
using the
subsequent order
principle-
has the force of law.
What?
I'm talking
Did-
to Ricky.
What
Is
has
that, is that burglary?
has the force
Is
of
that,
law?
is that burglary? Did you get that?
Hold
first
on,
yet?
hold on. My headphones just went dead right now.
Yep.
What-
And as a matter of fact, you can actually get it in your Black Dictionary
Does that have a
that
force
you
of
have
law?
there.
No. Why don't you just show it to us so we can all see?
Okay,
What,
sure.
what is the force of law?
Share screen. Black's Law. This is Black's
Hold
Law
on.
5th.
Perfect. Let's see.
I'm sharing it right now.
Get my
It's up to
headphones
you,
on.
Ricky, if you're going to figure this out for us.
What's your question, Artie?
He asked me what he asked me to define the common law crime of burglary, and I have
Hold
it
on.
right here in Black's
Trying to
Law,
look my-
which apparently he has a copy of.
Perfect. Let's see.
Say what?
I use
Can
mine
you
until
share-
it gets ripped up.
Share my screen, please,
Please,
Ricky.
you gotta allow for him to share his screen.
Fuck. Man, fuck this.
I think he just closed himself out.
Go ahead and see if you can share it. Go ahead and share it. for us.
I am sharing the screen. It's still up to him. He's still the host, I guess. Let's see if he comes back.
What the hell happened, man?
Mm-hmm. I'm still sharing my screen. It would have like you see it at the bottom where it say like 3 dots. There we go. Perfect. All right. Burglary at common law. The crime of burglary consisted of the breaking and entering of a dwelling house of another in the nighttime with the intent to commit a felony
Thank
therein.
you. Finally, got
There
it
you
on
go. Thank you for sharing that. And I accept. I don't run from what the law is.
The
The law is what
now
it is.
to add in, the modern statutory definitions of the crime are much less restrictive. For example, they commonly require no breaking and encompass entry at all times and of all kinds of structures. Because again, a dwelling house is usually interpreted as to be somebody's home. Now we don't have that because you can break and enter a Walmart and take some stuff, and it'll still be considered burglary. In addition, certain state statutes classify the crime into first, second, and even third degree burglary, which is par for the course.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. That's what I say. Show everything we say.
What we've been saying all
Everything
along
should
already.
show. Everything should be
But
shown.
what I'm
never
trying,
said
what I was
otherwise.
trying to, well, see, Ricky, what I was trying to impress upon you is that all those elements that you see there, dwelling house, breaking and
The
entering,
elements are known.
nighttime,
The broad principle is all
nighttime,
that
the intent to
matters.
commit, all of those were added to this definition over a long period of time through judicial opinions of people who were brought forth under this crime, under this unlawful act. And
I
through
get that.
through the mores and customs, that's how this definition of
We understand
burglary
that
goes
So
already.
to
so
existence.
why did you say why did you say a judge now makes common law? I don't get that. Because if a judge
Well-
makes a decision now, that's not common law.
Well, at the federal level, there's no federal
If you're
common
not
law.
in the federal level, Artie, what if
Wait, but Artie, you just said that judges write common law. So right now today, if a judge
No,
makes a
the
decision,
judges,
that's not
the
common
judges can apply common law.
law. That's what I said. What they do is look at the customs and usages, and they look at the constitutions and they make determinations based off of that, and they affirm or reaffirm that which was already common law.
But the point
nothing
I'm
new.
saying is in reason why I brought up burglary is that when somebody's saying a prosecutor saying I'm bringing this man forth under the charge of the common law crime of burglary, there's no statute, there's no, if you want to look at it another way, there's no constitution that's going to explicitly define what burglary is. They're going to and for example, in Michigan still actually has common law adheres to common law crimes. New Jersey doesn't anymore. New Jersey rejected all common law crimes, and any crime that you're brought forth under in New Jersey has to be by statute under Title 2C. The point I'm making is when you say I'm bringing this person forth under the common law crime of burglary,
I know
that common
breaking in
law
the house
definition of
is unlawful.
burglary
I know that's not right.
came forth, yes, through the customs of the people, but the customs of the people were affirmed and determined by judges over a long period of time, which those
We
determinations
understand that. And
have
Wait,
sorry,
it makes it
decisions
even
and
worse,
have
buddy.
force and effect. That's where
Artie,
I'm
you're
telling
missing
you
a step.
judge
It's
what
funny
is
when
judge
we
made
quote
law.
an old ass
Artie,
law,
you're missing.
or we
You're
quote an
missing.
old
You're
ass
missing a
Supreme
step,
Court
Artie.
ruling, and
Artie,
everybody's
you're
all like,
missing a
"Oh,
step.
that shit was
Artie,
wrote in 1902."
I can't hear
What's the
what
matter?
both the
It's
people are saying at the
still
same
a
time.
fucking opinion, right?
What?
It's still a written
I'm sorry.
opinion, even though it was written in 1902, right? So just because it was written in 1902 doesn't change the fact that it was. Just because somebody else changed an opinion, you can't change somebody else's opinion about something else. You can't misrepresent someone else's opinion. You can change something that an individual has gathered information about. None of us can. We can't take that from one another, no matter what someone else's opinion is. Even if your result and your behavior has a particular consequence, you should serve the consequence for your behavior. I'm not saying that they should be able to go out and commit crimes and rob and steal and beat and cheat and fucking fuck people over and kidnap people's kids or take people to jail because they refuse to sign your citation, or they want to take your property that you registered with the state. They want you to register everything you own with them, like you're subservient. But at the same time, they tell us we have an equality about one another.
well,
And
Ricky, that's the problem.
created equal. How are we created equal truly if one man is given more authority than the next man? The Native American tribes, like the Cherokees, there was no leaders among the Cherokees. Yeah, the chief was the oldest man in the clan, and it was most wisest man in the clan most of the time. But there was no Cherokee member among the tribe of any of the 5 families of the Cherokees that ruled over the next Cherokee. All Cherokees were considered equal. Equality is guaranteed, and even in the 14th Amendment. And the reason I said, fuck the 14th Amendment, is the 9th Amendment it specifically says that none of your rights can be enumerated in the first 8. So I have all these other rights that are still listed in the prior 8 amendments from the 9th Amendment. I'm making sense. That's why nobody's interrupting me. Charlie Welch.
No. I wanted to let you get your fill. I didn't want to interrupt you.
I'm not arguing a point. I'm not saying that no law is fact, and I'm not arguing the jurisdiction laws. What the jurisdiction laws are and what the subdivision rules are, that is fine. You guys have all the fun at voting and consenting and doing all the being subservient, asserting yourself and your rightful status as a state citizen, where you live, and you change your domicile, and you rescind your domicile and your political affiliation. You remove yourself from it. It is doable. It is absolutely 100% doable. Before the 14th Amendment was created, they had the state citizens, and they created the citizen so that the citizen, when they travel to the next state over, they would still have the same rights and privileges and immunities and full enjoyment of the benefit and the sister state as they would in their own home state of Alabama, Wisconsin, California, Kentucky, Texas, out anywhere, any possession or outlying territory, whatever.
Well, here's the thing, Ricky. Even if I'm going to take you at your word and saying that you could change your status to a state citizen or what have you, even for you do realize that even foreign nationals still have to are obligated to follow the laws of the United States, right?
Of course you do. I never said we have to follow any other law whatsoever. But yes, we are subject.
But you seem to say that by changing your status to a not citizen, you're absolved from having to follow certain laws and regulations.
Yeah, it's an extensive process, and it takes commitment and requirement, and
but again, even foreign nationals who have no association with the United States cannot confer any benefit from the United States are still obligated to follow the laws of the United States.
Why did my fingerprints not come back in that arrest thing?
Artie, I don't understand.
Huh?
You're saying following the laws again. So are you saying that all the statutes of the United States or the states have to be followed by every man or woman?
Yeah, unless explicitly
Okay,
stated otherwise.
so the state constitution, when it says that you're in your private affairs, you're not to be interfered with. And then we just saw a group of people in their private affairs in the Supreme Court.
They even have a driver's license. I had a
NAACP.
Class A license. You dipshit.
I don't
80,000
understand,
pounds.
I don't understand where
12, 16 years
every
too. While
law
you're at it,
applies when we just saw that certain things didn't apply or jurisdiction. didn't apply.
Because that has to do with a private organization that you're creating within yourself. The
Yeah.
fact that here I'm going to break it to you. The NAACP still probably have to register their cars when they go out to drive. The members of
I'm
the
not talking about
NAACP.
driving. I haven't made a
But
single
the
point
point,
about
but
driving.
you seem to think that by simply creating a private entity, that it shields you from having to.
that's exactly what
oblige
the
to
United
any state
States
law
National
Sir,
is.
that's on the
It's a foreign
books.
private entity.
Sure, the Supreme Court actually says it's a shit.
That's what
No,
the
they
United
don't.
States
It
National
talked
is.
about membership list or a law regarding
That was
membership
one
lists.
case, sir. There's like 70 of them that deal with this. That was one. Would you
So
like
by
me to
creating
give
a private entity, it
Wait, hold
absolves
on,
you
no,
from
no,
following
no, no,
any
no.
law that's on the
You
books.
said it don't. You said it don't say shit. If I
You're
can show
right.
you
It
a
has to
case-
do because
If I can show you a case where it tells you
specific
that
circumstances
being
of that case.
Had
Sir, when I
surrendered.
If I show you a
It
case,
expired.
if I show you a case that says that it acts as
Expired
a
last year
shield
on my
being in
birthday.
the private realm, then would you apologize, or would you just
No.
say I'm just guessing?
Yeah, because I don't think you're interpreting the law, the decision in the
Not
in
the
the
law,
correct
the
context.
case. If
I
I
think
show you the
the case.
case,
Okay, I corrected myself. I said decision. Yeah, I don't think you're interpreting it in the way that's actually applicable here.
How do
So
you
if I
how
show
do you
you-
deny
if
the
I show
definition
you-
of words?
okay,
Artie?
Because
do you,
I-
let me ask
I-
you this. Do you?
You know,
How
you
do you
do
change the
you realize
definition
how
of
many
word for word
murderers would
structure
love
to
to
the
create private entities that would absolve them
Sir.
from having to be prosecuted for murder?
You seem not to.
I mean,
you
this
seem
seems
not
like
to
a little bit of
understand, sir.
absurdity.
You can't harm people on purpose in a private association. But
How
most
so?
of the laws that
According to who?
you
According to who?
can't.
supposed to have
According to
you
who?
can't
the United States
the
Constitution.
law. You can't.
What
hurt
law?
People.
What law?
You can't trample
Huh?
anybody's rights, sir. It doesn't matter who you are.
Who?
What are you
According to
talking
who? According to who? You?
The constitutions, the people, the common law.
The
Oh shit!
Constitution
I'll
doesn't
read one.
define
I'll read
murder.
one right now.
Where in the
Get low,
Constitution
be the
does it
people
define
of the
murder?
state of New York.
What?
Get low.
Show
I
me
got
the
it written
Constitution
down.
that defines murder.
Are you serious?
I'm being deadly serious right now. Because if you're
okay.
going to make the argument that
I'm making.
Hold on.
I can't do
Sir,
anything,
you cannot-
including
hold on.
killing another or taking from somebody
I'm
what's not
arguing-
theirs, you're
are
making
you-
a moral determination
No,
of
I'm
what
not.
I
No,
can
I'm not.
and
No, I'm
cannot
not.
do.
You can't. Hold on, sir.
You're
The
telling me what I
Fourth
can and cannot do,
Hold
are
on.
you not?
The Fourth Amendment and pretty much every state constitution lets you know that you cannot grab somebody's person, right, and just remove it. So when you deal with somebody's person's house,
You realize the Fourth Amendment is against state actors and not private people, right?
Duh, that's what we've been talking about this whole time.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Fourth Amendment
Yeah.
also allows the government to search you upon probable cause.
If you attack somebody else,
You
right? Yeah.
or
If I-
any
government
other law.
official-
It doesn't
if
whether
any- hold
you
on, if
arbitrarily
any-
determine
law?
whether
Is
which
vehicle
laws are-
code law, Artie?
You just got.
Doesn't
You
fly.
just got
Vehicle
caught.
code
You don't get
just
to
got caught.
arbitrarily determine which
You
laws you
just
want to
got
apply or not
caught.
apply.
You just
That's
got
the rub.
caught. You
That's
just
the
got caught.
rub.
If
You do not
me,
get to
or
determine
Murder
which
is
laws
anybody
you
else-
want to follow
Sir,
and which
sir,
laws you do want to follow.
If somebody will swear by oath or affirmation that you harm them and there's probable cause, it doesn't matter if you're government or me, you can have a warrant put out
Oath of
against you.
affirmation. What if the person's dead?
What are you talking about? If
You just said you need an affidavit that somebody harmed me. What if you killed somebody? The dead person's not
Sir.
going to make an oath of affirmation.
sir, if
You're held
somebody
accountable for
an
your
oath
actions.
or affirmation,
By whom?
if a witness, anybody. That's how you get caught. That's how you get caught.
Oh my god!
Is
So,
this dude that silly? Silly?
so somebody has to
Murders
actually
get
witness
found
a
out.
murder in order for there to be a criminal charge.
Sir, if there's no camera, no gun, no probable
Oh my God.
cause, the things I just listed, how do you know who killed somebody, sir?
So a
There's
murder
so many
has to be
cases-
on camera in order,
Sir,
or
if
by
there's
photo,
no-
or by eyewitness in
Didn't
order
I
to be
just say that?
prosecuted.
Didn't I say video, witness, something? There has to be some evidence or probable cause, right? Or can we just say if somebody murdered somebody?
You just
oh,
avoid.
I'm sorry, does
did
DNA
we
not
just make it
count?
up? What?
What is?
Does DNA not count? Is DNA not evidence?
Sir, I said it could be video, somebody's
Video, photo,
testimony,
eyewitness.
probable cause, something.
What?
Right? It
Oh,
can't
so
just be nothing.
what? You didn't say anything about DNA evidence. You just
Hold on.
made
Probable cause, Terry v.
probable
Ohio.
Sir,
cause.
Are you saying that I have
Probable
to list
cause, Terry
every
v. Ohio.
possible piece of evidence that shows probable cause?
Oh
for
my
there
god!
to be
You
probable
did
cause?
not say
You
that.
sound
You
crazy.
actually and you moved the goalpost. You initially said there has to be some affidavit that somebody was harmed. I gave you the answer.
Sir,
What if somebody was murdered and they can't make that affidavit that they were harmed?
Sir,
You then said, okay, there has to be a witness. And I
he's
said,
talking about moving goalposts. Did I not say? I
Hey,
started out
does
by
the
letting
does the
him know-
Constitution
You
say
said-
that?
and then you
Does
moved the
it
goalpost,
mention-
yes.
He
Does
said,
the
does
Constitution require a victim? Does the
No.
Constitution require a victim?
Yes, it does.
no. No.
So the Constitution let you take stuff from people with there being no victim or nobody harmed or no nothing.
Yeah. There just has to be due
Rick.
process of law.
What? No. What kind? Administrative or
Fifth
common law?
Amendment.
Because in your Title
Administrative.
42 court,
Administrative
Fifth Amendment?
is
no,
one of them,
no,
yeah.
no.
Fifth
no.
Amendment. What the
This-
hell does Fifth
this
Amendment
is
got
the
to do
game
with
he's
this?
playing.
Fifth Amendment, no
Title-
person can be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. That's one of the
What
sections
due
in the Fifth
process of
Amendment.
law? See, he thinks he's slick. His little
I
Title
know
42
I'm slick
His little Title
because
42
I'm fucking educating you guys. It's great.
has Title
Ain't
42
educated me shit,
Did
dude.
Title 42 pass, sir?
What's that?
Did Title
It's-
42 pass?
That's a law, yes. But
it a positive
it's
law?
a code, but it's
Wait,
a code,
no,
so it
no,
doesn't
no.
apply.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. It's a code. It's a code. You
So
said
why
it, Artie.
are you
It's a
citing a
code.
code if it doesn't apply to anything?
It's a code.
Artie, is Title 42
Exactly.
a positive law?
1 second, I'm gonna
Hey,
get a drink.
he got
I'm gonna get a
caught. He
drink.
don't know.
I need another drink.
He don't know. He don't know, and he's running. Hey, everybody, he said it's a law.
I know.
42,
I know he made.
42.
I know he made 42 minutes. I know he made 42
Ugh.
comments in an hour.
So,
Hey,
why are you
is
citing
Title
Title
40
42 if it's a
is Title
code
42
that doesn't apply to
is
anything?
Title 42 is a positive law? Is it a positive law?
It's
I
a
didn't say it.
code.
I ask you, is it a
It's a code.
positive law?
It's a
Is
code.
it a positive
He
law?
don't. He's not going to
Code.
answer that. He's not going to answer that
Is
question.
it a positive law?
He's not going to
Does
answer.
it matter whether or
he's-
not it's positive
He's
or not?
answering it. He's,
Yes,
But
he's
it's
it
code.
matters.
answering
It
it.
matters if it's positive.
Oh, so
answering it.
codes do apply to people.
He,
Did it applies to persons, sir, who are in corporate positions? Yes, it does.
yeah.
Oh, so then all of a
it
sudden
applies to the
codes
citizens.
matter.
officers,
Amendment citizen.
for
Yes, it does.
public
So codes
officers,
matter.
yes, it
Okay,
does.
gotcha.
For public
14th
officers,
Amendment.
yes, it does. Title 42, is it a positive law, sir?
He's not going to
I
say.
won't
He's not
answer.
going to
I'm
say
asking-
He
yes.
won't answer.
He's not
He
going to
won't
say
answer.
yes.
Yeah.
Say
Well,
it's,
I don't know why you're
it's a
citing
code.
it. It
He's
is.
gonna-
It's a law. Whether
Exactly.
it's positive or not, it's a law.
Sir, is it a positive
Exactly.
law?
He's not going to say if it was enacted in the law. He's not going to clarify that.
Ricky, shut the fuck up. It was.
You
God
shut,
damn.
you shut the fuck up for
Was
5 minutes
Title
and listen.
42 passed by the legislature, sir.
Yes, of course it was. It's a part of the Ku Klux
Okay,
Klan
now I'm
Act.
gonna show y'all he's a liar. He just said Title 42 is
It wasn't
passed by the
enacted
legislature.
positive.
Now, y'all, this
But
is
it's a code.
why- guys,
It wasn't
this
enacted
is why-
positive.
Hey, wait.
There's
this
a
is
code,
why
right? But it was
But it's not
codified.
Get in
enacted
trouble.
positive.
They want
it's
to
but it's
steal your
codified.
stuff under a code that's administrative.
Yeah,
He
it's
said
a codified.
Title 42
Exactly. That's your
was
loophole.
passed.
Codified.
It was never passed. Hey,
Wait, Title
Rick,
42
can
was
you
never
pull up-
passed.
No,
Oh my god.
Rick, go to Title.
Uh,
So
Watch this,
so
y'all.
you can't file an action against
on.
a civil action against somebody for violating my rights?
Y'all
like I
breaking
should
the
file a
law.
civil action against
Y'all
you for
breaking
discriminating
the-
against my
sir, every time
nationality.
y'all use
I didn't
Title
discriminate
42
you against you at all, Ricky. I just talk shit
Sir.
about you. That's not
Okay,
discrimination.
Ricky, can you
That's
pull up-
talking
Hey,
shit.
that's the same thing. That's
Ricky,
the thing.
Ricky,
That's the
You
same
don't have
thing.
a cause of action, Ricky.
You're
I
giving
advise you to go
discriminatory
talk to a
statuses in
lawyer.
an open public.
Ricky, he's about to get schooled. Please,
Oh, you're-
if you can, Ricky.
By all
Hold
means,
up,
try
man.
and school me.
Ricky, hold on. Look, Ricky, can you
Even
pull
though
up-
Go
Sis
ahead,
is trying to
try
talk
and
over
fool
you
me.
fools, I just
Alright.
let you guys have fun.
Ricky, can you pull this open for me? Title
Yeah.
40, type in Google, Title 42, positive law, United
This
States
is-
House.gov is going to pop up. I want you to
Give Title 42. What's the
this is-
code? What's
just
the
put
code
in Title
number?
40. No, just put in Title 42, positive law in Google. And then what's going to happen is it's going to pop up, and I want you to click on the UnitedStatesHouse.gov link so we can show this guy how much he knows. See, this is why people are getting their stuff stolen. Their kids, their grandma, they're getting COVID fines. Because he thinks that you can bring an action with something that never passed, and he doesn't know it never passed. He just said it passed.
Oh, now let's go
Yes,
to
it
this.
did pass.
Hold on,
No,
hold
no,
on. No,
no, no,
let's
Ricky,
go here.
Ricky. Please hit the one that says you get. Okay, UnitedStatesHouse.gov, right? Is
Yeah,
that it?
yeah.
Okay, can you start reading, Ricky, please? Since he thinks it passed.
What positive
Just
law
so that-
codification by the Office of the Law of Revision Council is the process of preparing and enacting a codified bill to restate existing law as positive law. Title of the United States Code. The restatement conforms to the policy, intent, and purpose of Congress and the original enactment, first 10 amendments. Organic, original.
Keep going. Keep going. This is gonna get good.
Organizational, but the organizational structure of the law is improved. Obsolete provisions are eliminated, and ambiguous provisions are clarified. Inconsistent provisions are resolved, and technical errors are corrected. The term positive law. The term positive law has been.
Yeah,
The
listen
term,
to this, and
the
I'll
term
rebut it.
positive law. Don't fucking interrupt. Already shut the fuck up. The term positive law has long established the meaning in legal philosophy, but has a narrower meaning in reference of title of the code. Narrower reference and meaning in the titles of the code. Positive law titles versus non-positive law titles, like Title 42.
Okay.
Keep going. Watch.
Exactly. I'm just
Keep
filling
going.
Artie in where he was trying to fucking won't clarify, but here I am, some educated ass fucking guy pointing out individual fucking words that have individual different legal meanings in their own legal standing that has a point that cannot be disproved.
Keep reading, bro. You're gonna see he doesn't know what he's talking about.
No, I do know what I'm talking about. I don't think you know what
all
you're talking about.
right, I'm reading it to you. How can so you're telling me,
I'm not
Artie,
talking
that
to
I
you,
don't
Ricky.
understand what I'm reading?
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Mr. David Worldwide over here.
Hey, look,
He knows
can you read where it says a positive law title of the code so he can learn real quick?
Yeah.
Right there in the middle, at the bottom of your screen.
I just read it. Oh, at the bottom, the positive versus non-positive.
Put your finger. No. It's at the top now. It's at the top. Right under your there. Start from there and read so he can hear it. Under the title, a little bit down.
Oh, you want that one? Positive law title versus non-positive law titles.
Yes, sir.
The code is divided into two types according to subject matter. Some are called positive law titles, and the rest are called non-positive law titles. A positive law title of the code is in itself a federal statute. A non-positive law title of the code is an editorial compilation of federal statutes. For example,
editorial compilation.
Yeah.
So
editorial compilation.
Let's see if Title 42 is a positive law, because that's what
it's not a positive law.
Okay, no, it's not. So Title 42
exactly.
is not a positive law.
Why you wouldn't fucking say that? Why you wouldn't say that fucking 10 minutes ago?
I didn't know. But the thing is, I already said that it didn't matter whether or not it was law or not. It was codified by statute.
Like you know something. You don't know shit, Artie. Shut your fucking ass up.
Ricky,
so bad.
Please keep reading so he can see what's up. Please keep reading.
Please reading, and I'll keep on reading when you tell him to stop, because I know you're going to stop at a critical moment. Go ahead.
Oh, we can read though.
No, we're not going to stop at no moments. We're going to let the critical moment proceed to. And I see the word prima facie down here, my favorite, just like de facto and de jure.
Prima facie.
My favorite word. All right, prima facie, some shit. All right.
Please keep reading, because it's going to tell what Title 10 is, then it's going to tell what Title 42 is.
Title 10, see, first subsection of the Act of 1956. Oh, shit. That sounded like some public health and welfare. Welfare. The word welfare that they want to create. Oh, yeah. The Social Security. Yeah.
It's the screen jump, bro. You got to go back. The screen jump.
No, I went and directed to look at what they were talking about. Title 10 and Title 32 of the United States Code.
Right now, I think you're barking at the moon here.
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna really be tired. You're gonna be late for that. You're gonna be late for that real important
Wait.
court date tomorrow after you learn this shit.
Please read, because I want them to tell what Title 42 is, because he said it was positive law. So let's see.
Well, I stand corrected. It's not. I already admitted that.
Hold on. Let the people hear, please, sir. Let the people
But
hear.
it's still
What does it
law,
say?
though.
Sir,
No, you need to
it's
set your
not a
record about my
positive law. That's what I
nationality.
ask you.
Set
No,
the
it is
record
law.
straight about my nationality.
Sir, I asked you, was Title 42 a positive law? You said it's not
No,
significant.
you said it was.
But then you said Title 42 is a positive law.
Yeah.
So
No,
you
I said that
hold on.
I said that it didn't matter whether or not it was positive or not. It was codified.
Yes,
under
It does
the statute.
matter.
You did
It
say
does
that.
matter
I
because
will
when it
give
comes
you
Under
before the
Title 42,
Supreme Court,
you are saying that it was never passed, which you're incorrect on that.
we're not
Sir,
saying it didn't pass. We're not
I
saying
said
that it's
it
not
was
positive.
non-positive law. Title 42 was not passed by the legislature, sir. It's an editorial compilation.
Title 42
It
in
just
and of
told you that.
itself, no, but the underlying federal statute that Title 42 is based off of
Are we
was
talking
passed by
about-
the legislature.
Are we talking about all the different statutes that
The
are
underlying
editorially and changed
statute
and put in
passed. The underlying
Sir,
statute of
hold
which
on now.
Title 42 is based off of was passed by Congress, was it not?
there? Yeah, you just read that.
Okay, thank you very much. I
I
appreciate it.
know that already. But here's the problem.
So then what's the
Title-
problem?
The problem
Here's
is
the
you
problem.
wouldn't acknowledge the
Title-
fact that you try to
problem
discredit
is-
the
is
fact that
Title
you didn't want to
42
admit that Title 42 is
Title
not positive
42
law.
is not all the exact same words, sir, as all the
It's
underlying
prima
titles. It's
facie evidence of
editorially-
the law, but you
It's
can
not
make
legal.
arguments for saying
It's-
that the
how you
codification
say that word, Artie?
legal. Hey,
differs
it's not
from
legal.
the
Is it
actual
legal?
underlying
Is it-
statute.
Prima facie.
Is it
Prima
legal
facie.
evidence of the law, sir?
Huh?
Is it prima
Prima
facie
facie.
evidence or legal evidence?
Prima
And is
facie
there a
evidence.
Yeah. So what's the legal evidence of the law, sir?
The legal evidence of the
The
is
legal
matter
evidence
of the
is when
authorities.
Congress actually passed the title in and of itself.
No, here it is right here.
So the
Legal is a matter
Not
of
when
authoritativeness.
the underlying federal statute is codified under a separate title. The separate
Sir.
title still is prima facie evidence of the law itself,
Why
but
is
it can
only-
be
why is it
challenged
only-
if you
why is it
believe that
prima-
if the codification differs from the underlying statute.
So the underlying statute, sir, that the Congress
If they
really passed
differ, if
are
they
the
differ,
actual words and have the seal of the Congress on it, and it's legally significant because there's a difference, right?
yep.
If you can make the determination that there is a difference, then yes, you have something
If you
there.
can make
What if the
so
difference has
what-
already
so
been
what-
determinated?
It's incumbent
So is-
upon you. That's what prima facie means. Prima facie is
so
on
if-
its
False
face.
on its face. False
The
on its
burden of
face.
proof is on you to
Second-
determine that the codification is different from the underlying statute.
Sir,
That's
but
what
here's
prima
the
facie
Exactly.
problem,
means.
because
And
y'all
that's why
taking
I proved
tons
my
of people-
status.
Sir, attorneys are taking tons of people, just like you said, to courts or tribunals on administrative actions under Title 42, but we just see that it's an editorial compilation and it didn't pass.
Editorial
you're
But
compilation.
did you?
So-
but
so-
has
so-
somebody
hold on,
challenged
sir,
whether or
hold
not
on,
the
sir,
attorney's application of Title
hold
42 is
on,
different from the
sir,
underlying statute?
sir.
Yes or no?
This is
Yes
this
or
is
no?
a problem.
Yes.
Sir, this is
There-
a problem.
The,
Sir,
the
hold on
impetus
one
is on
second,
you.
sir, because you cut me off. I was talking and
Go
you
ahead.
cut me off. Here's the problem. You are forcing mothers and fathers and people on child support and all these administrative cases to have the knowledge and understanding
Me?
and know that there's a difference between the prima facie evidence and the legal evidence of the law coming from the actual organic
Thank you.
statute
Thank
and
you.
intent of the legislature. So if there's a document that's
Thank you.
this long, right, 1 or 2 pages long, that a parent or a person going through an administrative case can look at the actual past law and fight their case, you're going to force them to have to know that there's a difference between
Because
the
he wants
law
to
that
make
is
money.
passed
He has
Yeah,
a
it's
financial
on you.
interest.
compilation.
Yeah, because he has a financial
You're right,
interest in
it's
the
on you.
outcome.
Is
He has
that
a
fair?
financial
on
you.
interest on the
Hold on.
outcome.
That's what
as an
prima
attorney-
facie evidence. That's what
Sir,
prima facie
as
means.
an attorney, you're okay.
False on
with
his
bringing
face.
something that is not the statute that the legislature made. You'll bring something else that's super big and complicated, that's an editorial compilation, and enter that into a court for action.
That's what
rather
attorneys
than
are
the real
for
law?
to
Yeah,
make the determination.
that's what attorneys
what
are for, to
attorneys are for,
circumvent
to scam
justice.
people?
That's what they're for.
Wait, hold on.
If you
What
if you
if
have a
I'm
problem
an
looking
attorney?
through a federal statute or federal code, consult
I don't
an
have no
attorney
problem
that
looking
can
through-
navigate
How
you
long
there.
Is Title 42? How long is Title 42?
Hold on,
Pretty
hold
long,
on.
I imagine.
Okay,
Hold
so
on.
how long is the Social Security Act?
Not
Not as
huge.
long, right? Oh, not as long, right?
Not as
So is
long, but still pretty big.
Is it easier for a man or woman to look through the Social Security Act or the whole Title 42 to try to figure out what's going on?
I
in
would
the
say
middle
Title
of
42
administrative
because
case?
it's organized.
Bro, are you
Social
serious?
Security is so complicated as
Are you
fuck.
serious, bro?
So is IRS.
Are you
serious?
So is IRS.
That's
Yes.
the whole point of codification is to organize
Ricky.
the
Yeah,
federally
cod-
enacted
codification.
statutes.
That's really not the purpose. That's not the
Codi-
purpose. The real
No, that is the
real
purpose. Is
is-
codification is to organize the
codification.
No,
laws.
sir.
No,
That is far more
codification is to
simple.
confuse. That's what
When
the
you
word
make something
codify
law,
means.
No,
The
that's not
cod,
what
the
it means,
code,
Ricky.
the
Are you fucking
convent.
serious? Go take another hit, dude. Seriously.
Take a hit of what? Take a hit of what? I'm right fucking here, bastard. Read the screen. I'm putting something in front of your fucking face. I'm educating you right now. Separation
So-
between
so
public
wait.
and private. And you want to talk
So-
codification? Fuck
You
your
don't know what the fuck you're
codification.
talking about, Ricky. I already
I do
mentioned
know.
that.
Yeah.
So-
You
so,
don't know.
okay, so
Neither
can,
do you.
Can you tell the people again that Title 42 is non-positive law, sir? And you were
But
wrong?
but,
It's
but we don't know
non-positive
what we're
law.
talking.
Okay, so you're an attorney, right? I'm a nothing
Uh-huh.
nobody Negro from the
I'm a
ghetto.
nobody. I'm a
And
nobody.
You didn't know that Title 42 was a non-positive law?
How
Yeah,
can you
no,
not know
because-
that?
God forbid, I don't know every aspect of every fucking law.
Well,
in
how you
existence.
gonna
Do you-
argue
do you
about
deal-
us?
do you
How you gonna argue with us?
Sir,
How you gonna argue with us if you don't know our
This
fucking
fucking
positions?
guy.
Do you deal with family court, sir?
How are you gonna argue with us if you don't
What's
know
that?
our
Have you ever-
positions, Artie?
Have you ever dealt with family court?
At the state level,
So you should
a
know
long
your
time
job,
ago, yes.
right? You should know your job, right?
At,
If your
at
job
the
uses
state
Title
level,
42
a long time ago. I haven't dealt with family law
Okay.
in a long time, dude.
So you should know what Title 42 is since y'all brought action.
No, I don't usually talk about Title 42 because family law is usually a state matter, not a federal matter.
Yes, sir. No, it's not. Hold on.
Yes,
hold
it
on.
is.
What?
The state
Sir,
is interjecting
hold
themselves
Sir,
into the
hold
into
on.
the
So
pri-
you're saying,
the-
so you're saying Title 42, the CPS courts and these legislative tribunals are not from the federal Title 42 USC 674 payment.
The vast
states?
majority of family law that I've dealt with in New Jersey dealt with at the county court level. It was never at the federal level.
Y'all call it county court. Are y'all in partnership?
yeah.
I'm
That's how
sorry.
they tried to do it here. That's how they
Do
tried to.
y'all
No.
have federal employees under the secretary? Where there's money made in CPS, child
No.
support. You don't have that.
No.
So there's no
not
such
New
thing of
Jersey.
so there's no programs where CPS gets money when they take care of a kid and administrate the law.
Not that I know of. No.
So
Are
they
you
just get
serious?
do whatever.
So who pays the attorneys on
So
both
they
sides?
They
The
did-
state.
Okay, so the state pays the attorneys. Where do they get the money?
Hey, Artie, can you
The
see any of
general
these
revenue.
codes? Gen-
Are you sure?
Say it.
Hold on,
Internal
wait,
Revenue
wait.
Service.
Wait. So
IRS,
CPS,
the service.
CPS in your state is getting money from the general fund
Yeah.
to take care of all the kids and to pay CPS.
I imagine that there's probably a federal program in place to give them subsidies, but
You imagine.
generally speaking,
So you don't know.
CPS generally
Who are they
speaking,
available
CPS
to?
is funded by the state, not the feds.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
CPS is
100%
funded by
positive?
federal.
All right.
Title 4. Title 4.
Wait,
Title
no.
4D.
Title 42 is where CPS
Yeah.
is funded. They're not funded by the
Title
state.
Title 4.2. Yeah. Title 4.
So you're saying that so
Your
when
the local county CPS is run and funded generally by the county and state, but probably does-
In good faith. In good faith.
are
in
you
good
sure
faith
that
of the
there's
state.
no funds coming from the Fed, sir?
In the good.
I
in
didn't
the
say
good
there's
faith
no
of the
funds.
state.
I imagine they might get some level of funding, but if you're trying to argue that they get all their funding from the feds, no,
I
you're
didn't
wrong.
say all. I didn't say all. I said
Well,
have
they get them from
partners-
applications.
I say they have a partnerships and it's actually federal. Like in Arizona, they have to make
Federal taxpayers.
statute shows that they have to make the director of CPS a federal agent for all the purposes of the business with CPS. So they're literally collecting money from a federal program, just like all the COVID stuff. Like, let me ask you this: your hospitals, when they make funds off of people who they do diagnosis on, the first and second diagnosis under Title 42, is that a state thing or is that a federal thing?
Probably a mixture of both.
So are the state actors still working as state actors when they're getting paid money from the federal in a partnership?
No, they're still state actors.
You sure?
Yeah.
So then the courts are still courts of record, or are they administrative?
It depends on the state and depends on how the state defines their courts. I know in
Okay, so-
Pennsylvania they have courts that are not of record, but in New Jersey all courts are courts of record.
All courts. Okay. So then can you have an administrative hearing in a court of record?
Administrative hearing in a court of record. Again, it depends on the state statute on whether or not a judge can act in an administrative capacity for a certain type of situation.
So if it's
Again,
acting
it's
in
contingent upon how the state formulates its judicial
Okay.
process.
So if the state has a neglect and abuse court that is hired along with the attorneys on both sides and with the CASA members, and money is being paid to prospective foster parents under a Title 42 program under the secretary in the executive branch and federal, can it also be a judicial case at the same time?
Usually no, because usually when you're talking about administrative actions and court actions, those are generally two separate avenues, because you got to usually take one or the other, or you have to exhaust the administrator before you can move on to the judicial remedy.
Okay, so when judges are making money on a case, that comes from
Which judges are making money on a case?
You didn't hear the Supreme Court Justice Roberts just tell about all the judges they caught making money on all the cases?
I imagine there are judges in certain situations that were paid off or bribed in order
No. He wasn't talking
take
about
money.
That. No. He's talking.
I've heard about that.
They have, like for instance, in my federal case, Judge Tucci, in his household, he's married to the CPS adoption judge.
Oh yeah, we're going into
Maria
conspiracy.
Del Mar,
Gotcha.
whatever. No, they're married to each other. We can look it up right now.
All right,
The
conspiracy.
same
Gotcha.
guy
Let's
who's the
hear it.
judge. The judge in the federal case, Tucci, is married to the judge in the CPS case, in the CPS court in the county. So she adopts the kids out and take them under Title 42, where they have a partnership. And then 4 cases that I know of that should be randomly assigned all went to Judge Tucci. When everybody went to sue in federal court, he got all the cases. So my question is,
oh my God,
is it allowed?
Everybody's out to get you, ain't it? That's
no, not everybody. I'm just saying okay, so there's a thing called a judicial canon, right? Where you can't have conflicts of interest if somebody in your house is making money in the cases. You can't take cases where somebody in your house works and you would be deemed as impartial, right? Is that not the law?
Sorry, you're probably gonna have to be a little bit more specific about the judicial canon, but for the immediate purposes, I'll accept your paraphrase. Yes.
Okay. So, as an attorney, right? If you're an attorney and you work for a law firm that was prosecuting, you work with a law firm that is now working to say that somebody did something wrong. Should you remove yourself from the case, or should you stay on there and make money when you have a conflict of interest?
I'll give you an example. For example, if I've been brought in, if I work for a law firm, right, and I've been brought in to act as the municipal prosecutor for a certain crime, a municipal court. If that same firm was also hired by the client of the defendant of which the case I'm prosecuting, then I would say there absolutely is a conflict of interest there. Yeah.
Yes. Or what if there's
you excuse yourself?
Let's say you were prosecuting
one or the other would excuse each other. Either the attorney cannot represent the client, or I would have to recuse myself from that particular case. Yes.
Ooh, there we go. Okay.
But if the money value is just too good to turn down, would you still do so?
Yes, I would do so because I have integrity.
Okay. So you agree then that if there is a case, well, actually, Title 42 is not administrative. Number one, it is administrative. Title 42 deals with administrative issues. So if there's CPS cases where there are entities in the tribunals that are running cases that are different than what should be ran under courts of record, right? The legislature doesn't have the power to make a court that's not a court of record and then bypass lawful process in order to do that.
I would say I would have to. I apologize for interrupting you, since we're now kind of calmed down and trying to speak civilly. What do you define a court of record to be, real quick?
A court of record is a court that moves by the common law and not statutes and codes based on the 4th edition of Black law, The magistrate is independent of the tribunal. It generally has a seal. It doesn't move by statute or code, actually.
Okay, so
Generally
then
has
I
a
think we're going to have a
Hold on,
fundamental
wait, I'm not done
disagreement
yet.
there.
Hold on, wait. Oh no, what you're going to say is it's a court that has the right to fine or imprison for contempt, and you're going to say that it's a court that keeps the record, is what you're going to say, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah, yeah. So I understand what attorneys say and do, but Black's Law Fourth shows that there was a definition of court of record that had 5 things until it was changed. You can see that in Black Law Fifth and Sixth, it has the 2 that you know.
Oh, again, the attorney
Can
cabal
we open up the
changed
book?
it
See, you didn't know what Title 42 was. Now you're
for
trying to
nefarious
get
reasons, right?
it. Now you're trying to get. I don't know what the reason is. I didn't say that. I just said it's changed. So we can open up Black's Law Fourth right
I
now
noticed.
and Black's Law Sixth, and let's see what's up. Come on, Artie.
What's it?
Game, bro.
What is
Title
it?
4. Let's look
Well,
up
unfortunately,
court of record.
unfortunately, all I had,
gotta know.
all I have on the
Yeah.
public domain, I have Black's Law 2nd, 4th, and 5th, and I when I was in
Good.
law
Let's
school,
open
I
up
had
the
the
4th and 5th.
well when I
Let's
was
open
in
up the
law, I was
4th and
gonna
5th. Court of
well,
record.
let me finish my sentence, please, por favor. I apologize for interrupting. I do. And I was gonna say in law school, I had a pocket edition of the 8th, but I think they're now at the 11th. But I lost my copy of the 8th edition a long time ago.
Can you open up the 4th and 5th for us, sir?
Oh, what
This
is
would be
it?
beautiful. And we just want to look up the word court of record. And let's see if there's more in the 4th than there is in the 5th. And if I'm lying, I'll get the freak off the phone and humble myself before you and shut up and stop talking. And now there is 2 different words for court of record, and you only agreed with my second, then that's a problem, sir, because that means that the attorneys might have been trained on later definitions that remove stuff and don't really understand the full definition of court of record. Not saying that I'm smarter than you because I'm nobody.
Well, I would say the key issue that I'm going to disagree with you is this idea that only common law applies in this court and not statutes and codes.
Well, see, sir, what happened is that when they wanted to make it more administrative cases in 1938, they started to push more of a teaching that would allow for administrative cases to have what's called due process, to remove common law due process away. So the attorneys back in the day in the 30s used to get pissed because they were upset about the fact that they were looking at cases and they couldn't understand why they were doing things different from what they've known for their life. I'll give you an example. If you look up the scholarly work of Gupta, Scholarly Commons, he has a brilliant report called "Filling the Due Process Donut Hole in Dependency," where he explains.
Is that the federal judge?
No, this is a scholar that is actually giving information on why all of the CPS cases had due process violations.
Oh, okay.
So he wrote it, not me. I didn't say this.
Yeah.
But write his name down, Artie, and look him up and see if I'm lying. If I'm lying, I'll send you $100.
Well, you're asking me first to find court of record, and that's what I'm doing. So
Court of records in Black's Law 4 and Black's Law 5, because you said you had those 2.
I just took you to the website, the court of record website.
Now, please, Artie, please notice, I told you that there was a difference. And you called it a conspiracy theory. Now,
I just took you to the website instead of going to the conspiracy theory.
I'm speaking to you humbly and nicely. I would like for you to apologize if you see once again that I told something that was true. Because when you looked at Title 42, you realized I was correct.
I didn't dispute whether or not that there was a change in the definition. My commentary of
you said
that the definition was changed was due to some sort of nefarious reasons by the attorney bar association.
In this conversation, I never said about
that's what everybody tries to say.
But you said it was changed. I didn't necessarily dispute that it was changed.
Okay, but I said it. I told you what the definitions were, and you stopped me at common law because you didn't believe that it would say common law. Did you?
No, I didn't say that. I just said that. Oh, it was probably changed for some.
No, you stopped me when I
reason.
said common law. You said I would probably not agree with you there because
no. I explicitly did not agree with you with the sense that that a court of record necessarily implies no application of statutes and codes. That was my key distinction.
You said common law. You said if you're saying that it's common law, David, I would.
Y'all arguing legislature. I
thought we were talking about court of record, not common law.
Yes,
Well, it says
court of
what
record.
court? What
Court
is
of
court?
record moves by the common law, sir.
It's
Please
court.
open up
But
Black's Law
but
4.
you
Let's just
define
look at it.
okay, but you define common
Let's just
law
look at it.
as not applying statutes and codes.
No, I said the court of record moves by the common law.
Right, and
Not
not
statute
statutes
and
and
code.
codes.
Statute and code law is different from common law, sir. Remember,
But you said
common
that a
law-
court of record. Can here? Let me ask for clarification. Can
Yes,
a
sir.
court of record apply statutes and codes?
Sir, a court of record doesn't apply statutes and codes at all.
Okay, that's where we're going to disagree. That's where we're
After
going to
we
disagree.
get done,
It-
you can
it-
look up.
it does.
You can look up common law action when we're done, and you'll see.
They
But
do.
let's look at Black's Law 4.
They take. That's what I'm looking at right now. The Black's Law Dictionary. What is a court of record? It's a court. It's a court.
Depending on what year it is going to be a different definition. He has 4 in front of him, and he has number 5. We'll see if I'm.
I
challenging
got 5, and I'm looking up 4 now.
I mean,
Perfect.
how does it change? You
I
know, how
appreciate
does
it,
a
sir.
word change?
I humbly thank you, sir. Now, I want you to think about this though. If court of record had a definition under
Federal courts.
history and it dealt with common law, then it would be really bad if it takes away the definition part of common law in the court of record. That would be bad. But let's just see if we can see it. And if I'm wrong, I'll give the first person on the screen to say, David, you are lying, $100.
Supreme Court.
This is
The
actually
highest
fun,
court.
Artie. Artie, I appreciate you staying on this long. This is beautiful.
13 appellate courts. Court of Appeals. What are we looking for?
Do you want to read Black's Law 5 while you're waiting, just so everybody can hear what Black's Law 5 says? The two
Hold on,
things
I
there?
want to. Okay.
I was gonna
this
say.
is the- Okay, I have.
I was
just to
I was
clarify,
dying
I have
to knock fucking Artie in his jaw with this information, but
I have the 5th edition, and I have the revised 4th, which was 1968. Let me make sure I bookmark this so I can go back to it. Page 319, and then this is the.
Wait, you have the revised 4th?
I have the revised 4th of 1968 and the 5th edition of 1979.
When was the first 4th edition done? Do you know? Does it show you?
I do not know that actually. Let me look it up.
And what can you take a picture of what you see on the screen on the definition?
Well, I
Or
can
can you
share it
share
if it'll allow me real quick.
I'll be able to tell.
1951 is the original 4th.
Okay, well, let's check and see. This might not be the right one, but let's see.
All right, let me. Oh fuck!
Uh-oh.
I missed it.
Whoa, get your
I did.
screen off. Your screen is showing. It's showing. Oh, no, that's somebody. Oh, okay. My bad. I thought you were putting your password and stuff in there.
nah, that ain't happening. I'm pretty slow.
I thought,
but that's
Artie's
slow.
screen, I thought Artie's screen popped up with his password.
No, that's not.
Nah.
Yeah, that's not mine.
No, that's mine sitting up here. I think.
Oh my god, I had it. Where'd it go?
It ran away from you.
If you look at Black's Law 5th, it's definitely going to tell that it's a court that keeps the records, and it's going to tell that it has the ability to fine and imprison for contempt.
Oh my goodness gracious! Come on. Let's see. Court. There we go.
See, the very fact that it changed at the after the 4th edition, I don't know if the revised version is going to have it.
All right, I got it. Let me share here.
You putting it on the screen?
Yep, I have it. I just hit share.
How you do this shit? Fuck, broadcast info. Is that it? No, private chat. No.
I think you got to let him allow him to share his screen.
Let's put that in there. I was trying to get. I was gonna go ahead and try to get it up here on this one. What the fuck?
I don't know how you let him do it before, but it should be something that says allow. Can you stop sharing?
Share
again,
screen or something
and
like
then
that.
Share again.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
see nothing like that in here.
It should give you a
Settings,
notification when he does it.
cameras. That's what I'm looking don't see nothing in there. It's camera. Switch the camera. Fucking. Nah, man. I got says two more. This Corp. Or this Corp. Oh, here we go. Right here. Is that it on the?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
That's actually
Okay,
right.
perfect. All right. So the 5th edition. This is the 5th. 1979. And I'm highlighting court of record, a court that is required to keep a record of its proceedings and that may fine or imprison. Such court imports verity and it cannot be collaterally impeached. And
Okay, now
then
that's what I
4th
said,
edition.
right? Fine and in
Yep.
prison for contempt. And okay, so we got that straight.
All right, and 4th edition up here at the top. Courts of record and courts not of record. The former being those which acts and judicial
Actually,
proceedings are
sir,
enrolled.
you're missing a part. It started in the other section below to the left. See right on the middle of the something.
Oh,
just
my
happened.
bad.
So you missed
trying
the
to set
court of
shit
record
up.
is up at the see where it says practice on page 425 on the left, and then you go down a little bit. Oh no, I'm sorry, it's on this side. So
Here?
you're missing, let me see. See where it says memory and testimony for which have the power to fine or imprison for contempt? Can you see that? Error lies in their judgments.
You're gonna have to. Oh, you're talking about the next page?
It's on 2 pages, so it goes from one page all the way to the other, is what I'm saying.
Right here? Well, that's what I was reading starting from the top here.
Oh, wait. So let me see how that. Oh, I thought it was 2 pages that flip over. So whereas 425,
Yeah.
you see how
Courts
there's
of
stuff on
record
the
and
left
courts
stuff
not
on
of
the right.
record.
Okay, good. All right.
Judicial proceedings are enrolled or recorded for perpetual memory and testimony, and which have the power to fine or imprison for contempt. Error lies through their judgments, and they generally possess a seal. Courts not of record are those of inferior
hold
dignity.
on. Generally possess a seal. That was one of the one I named off, right? I said it generally has a seal. Okay, keep going.
Okay. Courts not of record are those of inferior dignity, which have no power to fine or imprison, and in which the proceedings are not enrolled or recorded.
Okay, keep going.
A court of record is a judicial tribunal having the attributes and executing functions.
Wait. Judicial tribunal. There's a difference between judicial and administrative, which you said yourself earlier. You said usually judicial and administrative is different, and based on how things go in their statutes, the state could have it in a different way how they carry out their procedures. What you said earlier. So let's keep reading.
A court of record is a judicial tribunal having attributes and exercising functions independently of the person of the magistrate designated and generally hold to
Okay,
it.
hold on, wait, hold on, please, let's slow down. So I told you that it has a magistrate that is independent of the tribunal, right? I said that too.
I don't remember you saying that, but I'll go with it.
I said that magistrate is independent of the tribunal. That's what I said earlier.
Our distinction here. My sole dispute with you in terms of court of record is this idea that a court of record cannot apply.
Oh, not the common law.
Statutes and codes.
Let's see if it deals with the common law. Keep going.
And proceeding according to the course of the common law, its acts and proceedings of being enrolled for a perpetual memorial.
Is proceeding according to what?
In the course of the common law.
In the course of the common law. Okay, so do legislative body members write common law, sir?
No.
No. So if legislative body members who write code don't write common law, how can it proceed according to the common law and use statutes and codes by the legislature that is not common law?
Because you use both.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what's a common law action, sir?
A common law action, generally in today's world, is usually torts. So common law issues of negligence.
Okay, can you do me a favor and just look up the word common law action in Black's Law Fifth, and we'll see exactly what a common law action is.
A common law action is again. I'll give you an example.
No. I understand,
negligence.
sir, that you know a whole lot. I'm not trying to insult your intelligence or nothing like that. I just want to look at the definition so we, the people, can learn together. If we're not going to look at the definition,
I want to also point out to you that the Black's Law Dictionary is not,
Please,
law,
sir, don't try to take away
right?
the credibility of the Black's Law if you use it.
No.
If
But,
it's- if
but
it's
you seem
something
to
you use
hold
to
you seem
learn.
to hold Black's Law Dictionary in a very high regard, even though it's
The
ultimately
Supreme
a
Court
secondary
does too.
source.
The Supreme Court does too, though, right?
It's a secondary source, though.
It's a word for
It's not a
book for
primary
definitions.
source.
So
I
do we
just
use
want
it
to.
for
I
definitions
just
or
want to
no?
let you know that when it comes to statutory interpretation, the court is going to look at the state legislature's definition of a term and not Black's Law.
Of course, they're going to look at the state legislature's definition of a term because the terms in the statute can be different from what the words actually mean in normal
Exactly.
usage. Yeah,
I
so
also
the
want
diction-
to make a note that in many opinions that I've seen, the courts actually don't even look at Black's Law for some of the definitions of terms. I've actually have an opinion that I rely on a lot, where they rely on Webster's dictionary. So
there's no
FYI.
reason. I mean, I understand that and I agree with it because sometimes you're dealing with what the common terms mean, and then sometimes the legislature has made up their own definition so that they can use a different type of jurisdiction over something that they want to explain their way. So that's cool with me as long as it don't interfere with people's rights. But when it comes to common law action, we're going to see what a common law action is. And if the court has to proceed according to the common law, then if there's a distinction between the common law and statutes and codes, then we may have a problem.
A common law action is a civil suit as distinguished from a criminal prosecution or proceeding to enforce a penalty or police regulation, not necessarily an action which would lie at common law. Not necessarily an action which would lie at common law.
Sir, you missed some. Can you go up a little bit, please? Where the
I'm looking at common law action right here.
You just jumped past a lot of it. Up some, sir.
Up
Just
here.
a little bit.
You asked
No,
for
no.
common law action. I'm giving you common law action.
Sir, can you
Where
look up a
where am
little
I
bit?
where am I going now? Where do you want to move?
Just a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Okay. What? No. See, your blue thing left off. See where it says for federal common law, see title. As a compound adjective, common law is understood as contrasted with or opposed to statutory and sometimes also to equitable or criminal.
Right.
So it's opposed to statutory law.
Right.
So if proceeding according to the common law is opposed to statutory law,
It didn't say opposed
how
to, though.
does a court? It did say
In court of
opposed to.
record, it didn't say opposed to as opposed to statutory law, though.
Sir, it said it proceeds according to the common law. The common law is opposed to statutory law. It is not the same, nowhere near each other,
Opposed.
and they don't mix.
Of course, they can mix. You
Statutory
can
law.
bring an action under both a common law and statutory law.
Like, for example, Colander v. Lawson.
Sir, can you bring a common law action that is statutory?
You can bring an action that has both a
I
common
didn't
law
ask about having
basis
both,
and
sir, because you can do
statutory
a
basis.
common law crime and you can do statutory crime. Those are two different things.
Okay.
Can you make
No,
a
under
common law
constitutional
case?
law. No,
With
under
the
Somebody's
constitutional
feedbacking
law,
real
I
bad. Hold
agree.
on. We okay?
I'll
No,
mute
under
myself.
constitutional law.
That wasn't me. I'm muted.
Look, Artie.
I think it's
No,
Ricky.
under
God
constitutional
damn it.
law. What
You
happened?
good?
You're getting your porn screen up here now? Your porn screen part you trying to sabotage? my
No,
screen or
Ricky,
something?
you're feedbacking and it's killing my ears.
I'm muted. Hold on, wait. What can we just agree here, Artie? Did it not say that it proceeds according to the common law, like I said? Now, we can argue if I'm correct of what I'm talking about, but did it not just say that the court of record moves by, it proceeds by the common law, which I said. So when you
Yeah.
stop me, I said it generally has a seal. It has a tribunal that is independent of the magistrate. It can fine and imprison for contempt. And then I said it proceeds or moves. I said it moves by the common law. I said it proceeds by the common law, two different words. So I'll accept where I used a different word. But it said it it proceeds by the common law. So when I said it proceeds by the common law, you stopped me there, and you said, you were wondering if I was
Well,
telling the truth.
you say common law as opposed to statutes and codes, and I'm trying to tell you that a court of record, in other words, an action brought in for either civil or criminal, can be have a court of record even if the action is defined under statute or is enforced under statute. I think that's
Well,
the
you would have
distinction
to
that we're having
bring
here.
you would have to bring separate charges, one being statutory and one being common law, or any number of the two.
But
But
see,
when
if
it
I was
comes to
go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
the charges are what is going to make the difference. To help you understand, when you have a trial by jury, a jury is checking to see if the person is guilty. And it can happen where if even if there's something where they kill someone, they murder someone, or I don't know if you say murder kill, but they take someone's life. The jury is able to tell what are the circumstances where this person took somebody's life. And if there's a statute that says you shall not do this, right? The jury is able to tell if the person did wrong or not, aside from the statute declaring that you are guilty if this. So in America, we have where you are innocent until proven guilty. But the statutory system declares a person guilty before a trial. So before there's any jury, they say you're guilty if you do this. You're guilty if you do this. So
what? No,
ARS
under the statutory system, you're still innocent until proven guilty. What are you talking about?
Sir, the statute says, ARS 26317, that any person who does not do a certain thing is guilty of a whatever.
Yeah, but the jury is still determines guilt or innocence.
Okay, so in common law, sir, a jury is making a determination, and you can say that somebody murdered somebody. There does not have to be a statute.
Except your argument falls apart when you talk about my state of New Jersey, which explicitly at the very top of Title 2C, which is our criminal code, says no common law crimes are to be enforced. Anybody who is bringing criminal charges against somebody in the state of New Jersey has to be under this code, Title 2C.
Well, sir,
and now you're trying to say that none of the superior courts in New Jersey are courts of record. None of the criminal actions.
I didn't say that. You wait. So let me ask you a question now. So are you saying that every court is doing it right just because they put a statute there?
I'm telling you because what the law says.
You're forgetting there's a constitution that's above that. So you are
and they're applying their laws in accordance with the New Jersey Constitution.
Every time? So has there ever been any statutes in New Jersey that were considered unconstitutional, sir?
By New Jersey's court, Supreme Court? Yes, plenty.
Oh, so the legislature writes stuff, and then the court has
said are you actually suggesting that the entirety of New Jersey's criminal code is unconstitutional?
No, I'm saying they make mistakes and go against the Constitution, so you should not present it that every statute you bring out of your
you're
mouth
now trying to
correct.
say that somebody needs to challenge the entirety of New Jersey's criminal code because they abolished common law crimes.
I said nothing about the entirety. I said simply that you guys make mistakes.
But I just told you that New Jersey explicitly got rid of any application of common law defined crimes and says that all crimes are to be defined by statute.
Sir, can a legislature abridge the common law, sir?
Yes.
Can they abrogate
absolutely.
it? They can abrogate it?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
As a matter of fact, a statute is higher than common law because a statute is determined by a legislature, which in turn is determined by the people who have more power, in contrast to the common law, which is determined by the judge-made law.
Wait,
so
sir,
as a matter of fact, the statutory law is actually above common law crimes. Yes.
Sir, you just said judge-made law again. That don't exist. No, the common law,
in the United States and England.
The judges are affirming.
And the Commonwealth countries.
The common law. They're not making common law, sir. And let's go back. You said the people. You said the legislature can make a statute that would go
Supersede the
higher.
common law, yes.
Sir, the Constitution is the common law.
No.
The Constitution is common to all men. The bills and
Is the
declarations of rights
Constitution
of the
written?
state. Sir, there is
Is the
things
Constitution
exemplary
written,
of
yes
the-
or no?
Yes, but
Thank you.
you're going to say the common law can't be written. That's dumb because the people put their rights inside of the constitutions in the state, sir. They put a
But the
bill of
Constitution
rights.
did-
That's the common
But did
law.
but does the
Okay,
Constitution
sir,
define
okay,
crimes?
let me
Yes
help
or
you.
no?
Let me help you. Let me help
Does
you.
the Constitution define criminal acts other than
Sir,
treason?
In the common law, don't we get a right to a jury?
It's defined by the Constitution. Yes.
Okay, so the Constitution declares in the 50 states that people get a jury. The people are the highest.
But SCOTUS also
Hold on,
determined
hold on,
when
sir, hold on.
when a
Sir,
jury
hold
trial
on,
applies.
Sir, come on. We were doing good. I was talking. Now you gonna stop me, sir? In the Constitution, every government official,
Hey, that's the loophole.
every government
That's the
official
loophole.
signs. They sign that they will not go against the bills or declarations of rights in their states. And now you're telling me that something can be higher than what they swore not to do?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
In every single state, the judges, the legislature, and the executive branch swear to never go against the bills and declarations of rights in every single state. So if they swear by oath to not go against something in every single state, how are you telling me they can write a legislative act to stop them from having to do it?
So you're saying writing a legislative act that abolishes common law crimes and that all crimes have to be defined by statute goes against the Constitution?
Sir, I'm telling you where rights that are secured in the
No,
Constitution
I'm asking you a question. Is that what you're trying to make
it
a
clear?
conclusion?
I'm going to make it point blank clear.
Okay.
Where you find rights secured in the Constitution and bills or declaration of rights, I'm telling you 100% that there can be no such thing of any rule or legislation which would ever
or Supreme Court decision?
No, there is no legislation or rule that would ever be able to abrogate it. I'm telling you that.
But who determines whether or not that rule or law abrogates the Constitution?
Sir, if you have a right and you swore not to infringe on the right, if you infringe on it,
you're not answering my question. Who determines whether or not a particular law, rule, or regulation abrogates the Constitution in the United States?
If you go against what it says in there, you have done it. It's that simple.
How is that determined? Who decides whether or not that law abrogates the rights?
What the people wrote. That's what. If we write,
are you determining that yourself?
Sir, every man or woman has to know the law well enough to determine if their rights are
okay. So it's based upon a personal opinion as to whether or not a law abrogates the Constitution.
What the paper said.
So it's your personal opinion that a particular law abrogates the Constitution.
It's my personal knowledge that
personal opinion. Yes.
No legislature or executive branch agent or court officer can make legislation or rule that will abrogate any right in the Constitution. As a matter of fact, even your friends, the Supreme Court says,
and that determination is based on who? You?
On the people who write constitutions, including me.
So you make that individual determination that this law violates the Constitution. I don't have to follow it. I can go about my merry day.
Yes, that's how you have fights.
And then when you're hemmed up and arrested for violating that particular law, what?
No. See, here's where you're having a problem. Just because somebody so okay, let me help you out because you don't seem to understand. So when the black woman on the bus, Rosa Parks, decided to not get off the bus for a white man or move herself from a seat, and she went against some foolish statute, right? That says you have to be segregated. Was the judge wrong, was the statute wrong or right, sir? Because the people in the constitutions are free, and she had to make a determination. Screw you. I'm free. So, sir,
And then
I need
she
to ask
challenged it,
you-
right?
Wait,
She
sir, who
challenged her conviction,
Sir,
correct?
Hold on.
Did she
Who
adhere
wrote-
to the judicial process in challenging that conviction?
No, she challenged it by ignoring it. What are you talking about?
And then she was convicted, and then she challenged her conviction.
Whoa. Was her conviction right or wrong, sir? Just anybody can arrest you. I know thugs in Detroit that'll snatch you up right now. If you
I
walk
didn't
down
say whether or not it's right. Did
something happened.
something happened.
Where everybody go?
Am I here? I can
You're
hear
here,
you.
but you're sharing something. You're sharing something. in
Well,
a
not
particular
sharing.
way.
Well, I mean,
There you go. Now you're back.
well, I was also trying to share. I actually found that I did have Black's Law first and second, and they do have actually a definition of court of record here. Where it said, well, I can share it again, but it said a court of record, a court where the acts and judicial proceedings are enrolled on parchment or paper for the perpetual memorial testimony. Very arcane. This is like 1898, and which has the power.
To find her in prison for contempt.
Power. Oh, what the fuck? It's skipping. You know, I'm sorry. What the? It's skipping pages.
It's okay. But sir, do you understand that
I'm sorry. I apologize. It skipped pages.
Legislatures write stuff that are unconstitutional all the time, my friend.
No, I'm not disputing that.
Oh, wait. Let me give you a perfect example. You deal with election law, right?
In pieces, yes.
Okay, so Arizona just got in trouble because they tried to write in some statutes to change the way that certain things work. They dealt with some stuff with the election. They also made some rules against the school boards doing certain things. But then what happened is when they wrote it, their form and procedure was wrong. So they made a mistake and wrote out statute not following the rule that every statute had to follow a title fitting what it was they were dealing with. And then it got challenged and they got in trouble and their statutes got killed because they didn't follow Constitution.
Okay.
So when the Constitution says that all men are equal, all people are equally free and independent, like in your rights and privileges in your states and New York, right? Talks about how they're equally free and independent. No man is allowed to be somebody else's slave. And if you go back to the Hardaway case, 1772, it even told how if Indians decided to become Christians, that it would be unlawful for them to make statutes to actually make them slaves. So they were making people slaves who they believe were Christians just like them, and they felt like this was a great evil. So statutes get made all the time. Just because you say, I got the biggest gun now and I get to arrest you, that does not mean that what the arresting officer did, what the legislature did was lawful. But they could make a legal scheme to say anything.
But Dave, I think the fundamental distinction here is I am not disputing the fact that legislatures can pass unconstitutional laws. Absolutely, they do. It happens all the time. I'm not disputing that whatsoever. Where I think we're having a distinction here is whether or not is who determines whether said law violates the Constitution. And what I'm trying to say
who wrote the
is that,
law. Sir, you're missing
Rosa Parks filed the challenge in court, and it was the court, the Supreme Court, who determined whether or not the law was unconstitutional.
No, sir. Was she right to sit down when she made the decision to sit down because it was already the rights of the people to be free, or did it become right because the judge said so? Because the people wrote the Constitution.
She made that challenge saying it should be this, and the court said, yes, you're right.
No,
it should be this.
No, sir. Hold on, sir. Hold on. So the constitutions before there were courts, when they were sitting down writing the articles to create constitutions, right?
Madison,
they had to tell certain rights that people had, and that is what judges, before there was a such thing of a judicial seat or any judicial officer working in that state, somebody had to write a constitution with a bill or declaration of rights, possibly a preamble, and then with the frame or basis of government. The frame or basis of government tells what powers each of the government officials are going to have. Right? That's correct, based on trust.
I agree. And under Marbury versus Madison, the court held that they have the power to render laws passed by the legislature unconstitutional.
Okay, so they have the power to do it. So where did the court, sir, get the power to make any decision in over a law?
Based upon the Constitution, which said that the Supreme Court is the highest court of the land, and they are charged with determining determining what the Constitution says and what it is, because the Constitution is the supreme law of the land.
I love you for this. So where did the judge get the power to hear cases? From the Constitution.
From the Constitution. Right? This is basic.
And where did the Constitution get its power from, sir?
Ratification by the people of the various 13 colonies.
Oh, so the people are the highest power that created the Constitution.
Who were, property owning white males.
Their power? Okay. So actually, that's not the case at all. I can show you in North Carolina where the people who are white in color say we don't want Negroes ruling over us anymore. So
I know that. That's why they wanted. That's why they wanted to have. They wanted to have the population applied to slaves for the purposes of the House of Representatives. The North didn't want that, so they had the 3/5 compromise. Yeah.
Well, there was a problem because the people who are called black were actually they're Native Americans. And if you look at the census, you'll see that the census changed the names and definition of Native Americans to Negroes, blacks, and coloreds. So the people who were here who helped with keeping white people alive during times when they didn't have food to eat and didn't know how to take care of stuff in the land here and deal with the sicknesses, it was the Native Americans who were helping them. Those were actually the people who actually they call Negro, black, or colored. And you can see the change in the census documentation. But that's neither here nor there. So the judges get their power from the Constitution, you say, but then you say the Constitution gets its power from the people. That's what you said.
Uh-huh.
So
through that, the judges, through the people, have the power to determine what laws are unconstitutional or constitutional.
So if the people had to create the judge's seat and give judges authority to hear cases, who has the most power?
The judges.
If the people had to create a seat for
I'm sorry, but if you're going to make the argument that the people have the ultimate power to say that basically to reject any decision made by a judge, is that what you're trying to argue here?
Whoa, sir. I said judges get their power to act from the Constitution created by the people. So therefore, the people are the creators of their offices, sir. That's what I said.
But are the people not required to obligate themselves? Are the people required to obligate themselves to the decisions of the judiciary? Yes or no,
sir? Can we just start with the people have the power to create and institute governments? Because you didn't answer that. Okay, so the people have the power to create and institute governments. We created judges, seats, and positions. They would not have them if we didn't allow them to have them. So the people have the power over all of that. So wouldn't that also
as a collective, yes.
So wouldn't that mean the people have? Does it take all of them?
Yes, most of them.
So when the Declaration of Independence happened,
an individual cannot say, "I don't agree with your judicial decision. Fuck you. Go away. I'm above you."
Hold on. So is it times where judges act without jurisdiction? Then, sir,
I'm sorry.
Are there times where judges act over people where they don't have jurisdiction?
Absolutely. Happens all the time.
Is there times where judges have given people restraining orders and then a higher court says, "Hey, judge, get the freak out of here. You're messing with this person and you didn't have the right to."
I'm sure that's happened plenty of times.
Okay, so then what are you talking about? A person can't tell the judge to F off because the judge
because the person is applying the appellate process. And what happens if the Supreme? Well, no. What if this? Okay, Dave. What happens when SCOTUS, Supreme Court, makes a decision that you don't agree with?
First of all, a decision made by the Supreme Court needs to be a decision that is based on what they are authorized to deal with. If it's a situation where they deal with something that I did wrong and is authorized, where I harmed somebody or did something wrong or some crime, God bless them. But the Supreme Court can also make a mistake in their decisions and not have jurisdiction, just like any other court.
So it's based upon it's based upon your personal opinion, whether you agree with the decision or not, whether or not it's applicable.
Is based upon the people and what they've written in the constitutions that the government already swore to
so
deal with
if
and agree
if the SCOTUS makes a decision that you feel does not adhere to the people's
let me give you an example.
determinations,
Let me give you an example.
You don't have to follow it whatsoever. Is that
let
what
me give you an
saying?
example? I'm going to explain it to you clearly. Let me give you an example. So let's say a judicial officer, just like they did in England, says that I can that some official can take somebody's property unlawfully. Like, let's say they never had a trial by jury, they never had anything proven that they
so in
did
other words,
wrong.
they didn't have due process. If you feel that they didn't
have jurisdiction.
appropriate due process.
They didn't have jurisdiction in the first place. So,
they didn't have jurisdiction. So you challenge the jurisdiction at a higher court.
No. Any due process that you're offered in the first place, sir, doesn't mean that somebody had jurisdiction to even bind you in the first place. So, to give you an example,
well, here's the problem that we're okay. I apologize, but I'm going to have to stop you there because then we're going to have a fundamental difference as to what we're talking about in terms of jurisdiction. Because a state or county or the federal government has jurisdiction to enforce its laws within its territorial borders. I don't know if we're going to actually agree with that.
You're going to have a problem then. You're going to have a problem then because when you look at, for instance, let me give you an example. Let's look at COVID restrictions. COVID restrictions and these COVID issues are under Title 42. Title 42 applies to, when it comes to what we're seeing today, LLCs, S Corps, C Corps. If they also, when it comes to public accommodation, right? There's federal law that says that you can't discriminate against somebody because of their race. So that's in federal law, right? And state law. You agree?
I agree. But I mean,
okay.
If we're going to go with you,
here's what I'm going to say.
Under what basis does the federal law apply to me in any way in how I run my business, though? That's the sort of thing that we're going to have a discussion.
If you run your business and you say, Negro, you can't come in here with your black anus, you're going to get in trouble. You're going to get in trouble.
Why would I get in trouble? If I do not subject myself to the federal government, why the fuck should I adhere to their laws against discrimination?
You have a S Corp, C Corp, or some type of entity that binds you for dealing with the public. That's Title II, public accommodation.
So you're saying a sole proprietorship does not have to adhere to anything?
I said an S Corp, C Corp, LLC, those corporate entities, if they do that to a person of color, they are going to be in trouble.
So an unincorporated business is not
business, sir. A private entity, I can prove it to you, or a private club can say, we don't deal with Negroes.
But are you selling something?
Sir, private clubs don't do commerce.
Okay, so a mom and pop
what
shop.
About this? What about, they're not open to the public. The public can't just walk in off the street, sir. Now, let me help you, because you laugh at me, you get all
so how many businesses do you have that's doing this?
So it's not a business anymore. If we can pull up, if you want,
but is it? So you're saying it's not open to the public?
Hold on, sir. If you want to pull up Title II public accommodation on your screen right here, or if it's Ricky, if he wants to pull it up, I'll show it to you in their own words what I'm saying. Because you don't like when I say it. I don't fit the whatever I'm supposed to be, I guess. So when I show you when they say it, then it seems you're starting to understand. So I'm not gonna say it. I'm just a dumb Negro from the ghetto. I'm not educated. I can't grow hair on the top. I got a great.
I didn't say any of that, but go ahead.
I'm just telling you though. I'm nothing, bro. I'm a nothing Negro from the ghetto with a gray tooth. I ain't nothing. I ain't go to law school. My degree is in psychology. I'm nothing. So what I would like to do is just look at them tell, because when they say it, I think you might agree more, or it might make you say, well, at least the Negro didn't say it. He said it. And I use Negro being funny. I'm not saying you're a racist or nothing. I don't give a freak if you said Negro. I wouldn't care. But I'm just saying, I can show you in Title II, public accommodation. If we look it up, Title II,
Two. Okay.
Public accommodation. If you look it up under that, you're going to see like the attorney general or something like that is going to talk about things that have to do with Title II, and it's going to bring up Title 42, I believe. And then it's going to show you who's bound by that jurisdiction and who's not. And if I'm lying, I'm dying. It's that easy. You want to pull it up? Title II, public accommodation. If I'm lying, I'll give you $100.
But what I'm trying to make the argument is that I'm not disputing the fact that the NAACP was able to not adhere to it because they weren't an LLC, they weren't a public, they were not public, but they weren't a company.
They were not open. They were not
sense.
open to the public. They were
private membership. But you keep on saying that you created these four businesses that are no longer businesses that join this private entity.
No longer business. They are private membership associations or private organizations.
And who are they privately?
memberships.
What are they doing as part of this private membership?
They're expressing their right to be free from government tyranny, to love God, to breathe air without a mask, to lift weights and do.
But
all
are
types
they
of exercises.
providing anything?
Love.
Are they selling something? Are they
a place to
cooking
work out?
food?
They got membership fees. They do have membership fees. They're not selling food. They have membership fees. What's the membership fee? The cost of the food? No, the membership fee is just the money that is paid to come together as a due, like the bar association would have.
So you're trying to create a
I didn't try to do anything,
loophole.
Sir. I didn't try to do anything. I'm very successful at what I do, sir.
You're trying to create a loophole here that will absolve them from adhering to any mask mandates.
Actually, I didn't create a loophole. The Arizona legislature said this dude is brilliant. That's what they said. He understands the law. We can't mess with that. That's what they said. They didn't say nothing about no loophole. Let me tell you, sir. Let me help you understand. You got to understand the people's rights are theirs. When the statute attacks your rights, that's the loophole. Not when they say you can't go see your loving family member who is has the right to associate with you because we don't want you to, because we just say so, and then they get paid funds under Title 42, the COVID program. That's actually a loophole.
They're in commerce of nothing. They're in commerce. There's no commerce.
I follow the law.
There's no commerce. There's no fee.
So, sir, where I have a right to do
no
something,
membership, no fee. There's no contract. There's no contract.
There can't be a license made to get rid of my right where I have to accept the license to do something.
There ain't no loophole, right. just like they have.
No, I think that's what you're trying to do here is trying to think that you're creating a loophole for these businesses. So they don't have to adhere to a mask mandate, and by changing the word and changing the language of what they're doing, saying no, we're not selling food, we're providing a membership fee
let me help you understand,
for somebody to come in and dine with you.
Sir, so which one is the highest, the Constitution or the statute?
Oh man, the Constitution.
The statute.
We already know.
The Constitution. So let me ask you a question: does the Constitution not clearly say that the people have a right to assemble together, free from government intrusion or interference?
But the Constitution, but a judge is not going to look at you with blinders.
Whoa, sir.
That's because that's the loophole they created.
A judge is not going to look at.
That's the loop.
A judge is not going to look at your circumstance and say, "Dude, you're running a business. And you're trying to get out of following the mandate."
Somebody filled. There actually is a case in Orange County, California, where the judge did say that the status of a entity is not to be declared by the government servants, is declared by the people. And so if the people declare a entity, they don't even get to judge to say if it's not. If it's a business. As a matter of fact,
you're adhering to an obscure California law. Okay.
That was Boy Scouts of America. Yeah. So the judge said, no, you can't hold them.
That's what they do with the Lawyers Bar Association.
You can't call them a business in order to attack them. You can't do that because they declared their status. That's what the case said, sir.
Well, personally, I never would have thought that a Boy Scouts of America is a business. But it sounds to me that you're trying to say
they own restaurants and sell food.
They do. I didn't know that. I was in the Boy Scouts and I didn't know that.
And they own gyms too.
Okay, that's fine. But I'm also looking at what you're trying to say here, that you created this private entity in New Jersey, for example. What were these individuals doing before they joined this private entity? Can you provide that?
The entity was created by me, so it's a new entity. It's not what it was before. So
Well, what was it before?
declare that you can't
What was it? Well,
declare
you're not going to answer the question. You're not. What was it? What were they doing before they joined your private
there was
entity?
there was an LLC that existed before that still
Okay,
sitting
so they
somewhere in
were
my-
actually a business, a registered corporation.
yeah, there was an LLC that was a business, but I created a private entity and everybody said screw that and joined the private. Let me show you how silly it is that you're laughing.
So
The police,
so,
hold on.
so it is.
The
So you are
police-
trying to create a loophole. That's awesome.
No, I don't create loopholes. The police in New Jersey, they do raffles.
Uh-huh.
And in order to do raffles, their attorneys, like you are, create private associations for them to be able to do raffles. Is that unlawful?
Well, actually, I agree. I do agree with you that New Jersey's raffle statutes are a bunch of bullshit.
But no,
so I
I
actually
didn't say
kind of
nothing
agree
about
with
the
you there.
raffle statutes. I said what you attorneys do to not have to deal with it, which is your right. It happens in New Jersey.
Right. I'm not denying that
Attorneys do it.
loopholes exist. I'm just saying.
No, it's not a loophole.
I'm not
It's
denying
not a
that
loophole.
there are
It's-
loopholes that
no,
exist.
What it
but
is,
you're
it's the attorneys. It's the attorneys.
but you seem to be
allowing
trying to
people
make this for the purposes
on, sir.
of not
It's-
adhering to a
sir.
mask mandate.
It's the attorneys standing on lawful rights for who they want to when they want to. That's fair. That's their choice. They're a private entity. The attorneys are a private entity themselves. A
Wait,
lot
so
of
this
times
is
they
an
got their own
example
belief
of
systems.
attorneys
I'm not
doing
mad at
something
them.
good or not? I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, the attorneys. let the legislature
Because
put
again,
statutes
according to
in.
you guys,
You seem
attorneys
to
are the
think
bane of all existence. You know.
I don't think that. I just think that sometimes they don't know stuff like you didn't know stuff on this call. You didn't know about Title 42. You didn't know the common law said what I said. You stopped me when you thought I
Well,
was
no.
wrong.
Well, I didn't say anything about you not knowing the common law. I said that we have fundamental disagreements on what the common law is as defined.
Well, no, you stopped me when I said that courts of record moved by the common law. You like, oh no,
Right.
we're gonna have an
No,
issue
I
there.
agree.
You stopped me.
No.
Yes.
But as opposed to, you said common law, but does not adhere to statute codes. Again, that's the distinction that we're making here.
Sir.
I'm saying that
didn't
courts of
understand-
record can apply both the common law and statutes and codes.
Sir, you say that because of your training, but can you show me that in the law?
I'm showing
just
you
showed
that
you where-
if
I just
I'm
showed
showing you
the
that,
courts
but for
of record.
if that were not the case, then no criminal
Sir,
court
showed you a law.
in New
I
Jersey
showed you a law.
is a court of record.
Sir, you can't say because
I'm
courts in
showing
New
you by
Jersey
practical
exist
example.
that it has to be right. I'm showing you
There's
the
a-
law book. The law
There-
book
there's a-
says courts of
I'm
record moved by
no.
common
It's
law,
not a law
and then
book.
they
It's Black's
changed
Law
it.
Dictionary, by the way, which is not
Black's Law
law.
Dictionary is not a law book. It's not a definition.
It's not
book for
law.
What are you?
I didn't say it's not
Bro,
law.
You can't keep playing these games. It's a definition book for legal words. Let's
Right,
stop
and it's a
playing.
secondary source. It's not gospel.
Sir, it is the definitions for the words you're using.
It's not
you could
gospel.
When you make a statute, you put a whole bunch of words together, right? And those words
and
have to have a
as
meaning unless you
defined
just
by
don't
the
act like-
legislature.
Sir, are we gonna pretend like words don't have meanings?
Words do
Are we
have
gonna
meanings.
pretend?
You
Okay.
guys like
Sir,
to cock it
why
up
are-
though.
Who is you guys? I'm one Negro from the ghetto. I ain't everybody else. I'm
Because you
asking
like to rely on the definitions from the Black's Law Dictionary instead of looking at the
The
statutes
Supreme
from the
Court does
from the
too.
state.
The Supreme Court uses it too. I like Supreme Court. They seem to be pretty
But
cool
the
dudes and
Supreme Court
ladies.
is going to look at the definition as defined by the legislature first.
So
and foremost.
So does does the Supreme Court not use Black's Law, sir?
I didn't say they didn't. I'm saying that it's
Okay,
a secondary
so if it's
source.
good enough for them. Why ain't it good
Secondary
enough for
as a secondary
Hey,
source.
us loser Negroes
It's not
from the ghetto
gospel.
and us common
In
folk?
other words, I'm not going to take your word that because it's defined by Black's Law,
I love playing
it
that
is
game.
therefore
I
gospel.
love playing that game with
That's
Okay.
the point I'm
Artie.
making here.
So Black's Law, you don't want to accept it. Should we just throw it out then? I mean, I don't
didn't s-
understand.
Did I say that?
Okay, so then Black's Law is okay.
I said it's a secondary source.
Sir, is Black's Law a definition book that people in your profession, in schools, charge students to get?
Yes, but it's also
Okay,
a
so
secondary
you sell
source.
it for money. It doesn't matter. It doesn't
It
define
does
words, sir, and
matter.
They sell it for that
It does
purpose.
matter because there are points
Sir,
of law that are higher than
Sir,
Black's
see,
Law.
It's funny. When y'all get trapped, a lot of
Fucking
times
hell,
y'all want to
this
act
guy.
like the words in the book don't matter. But
This
the problem
guy,
is y'all sell it to people.
he doesn't understand.
Y'all use it. Bro, you got multiple Black's Law in your computer. Why the
I
frick would you
do.
have that?
Because
It
you
is not
because you
important.
sovereign citizens rely on Black's Law as if it's a fucking gospel. That's why I have
What's a
it.
sovereign citizen? Sir, I use constitutions in your face.
Sovereign
use
citizens, somebody
stuff-
who, for
sir,
whatever
I
reason,
use-
believes
sir,
that the
I
local
just
laws,
Sir,
do
I
not
just
apply
showed
to them based
Sir,
on a special
Okay,
circumstance.
see, now here you
That's
go
a
trying to
sovereign
act like
and basically
so
Ricky up
you're
here.
making this statement about some group of people, I don't know who the freak they are, called sovereign citizens that ain't on this call. You're saying that they don't believe local statutes don't apply to them. So here's my problem. So then tell me that every statute applies to every man and woman, including the ones that say the court has to be closed at 5 o'clock. Did you close the
Did
court at
I-
5 o'clock, sir?
Have I not already said that the laws generally apply to everybody?
Generally.
Yeah.
Okay, because there's statutes, sir, that don't apply to a lot of people in a lot of different
That are,
ways.
and it's specifically stated, is it not, of who it doesn't apply to?
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily.
You quoted it in Arizona.
It said private organizations and members thereof. It said nothing about the people who are in the private, sir. That's not fair.
And
They omitted
therefore,
that part.
unless you are part of that specific group, it still applies to you.
No.
There
no,
it
sir,
is. Thank you very much.
No. It's not.
Yes,
It doesn't apply
yes,
because even
yes,
the
it is.
legislature, after I showed them, sir, said that in Arizona the statute is wrong
Okay.
because it's not showing regular people that it doesn't apply to them, and they call Ducey a tyrant for making rules off of it.
All right.
Sir, you could go look at Kelly Townsend's page. You could go look at the head Republican here, the Republican chair, Kelly Ward. You could go look at Senate Wendy Rogers. She'll
Look,
tell
dude, I'm
you
not.
that
I
Ducey
don't
is a
know
tyrant.
the.
You muted us, Ricky. I couldn't hear what you said because everybody just got muted.
I was just trying to say, Dave, I do not know the ins and outs of Arizona state politics, so I don't know these names.
Sir, is that? But sir, every state has their politics. The whole state is a political association in every state. That's all it is. So you have to make a trust indenture to tell what responsibilities the trustees are going to have and what rights the beneficiaries are going to have in a trust. So if you don't explain what rights the beneficiaries have, right, you're not doing right by the beneficiaries. And the indenture, the trust indenture, shows the duties and obligations of the trustees, not the people.
But
so you're going to have a
nobody.
problem when
Nobody
you try
looks at the Constitution as a trust relationship in a literal sense.
No, yes, they do. Our
No.
forefathers did. Yes, they do.
No.
Yes, they do. Are you
Literally,
really going to say this, sir? Nobody
as a
showed you
literal
this?
trust.
Yes. Political associations and bodies are trusts, sir, and they have trustees. You don't
Oh my
have
God.
trustees.
So,
Sir, you
so
can't
you
have
think
trust-
that a trust law
I'm
applies
letting
in
you
a
know-
criminal
I'm
action?
letting you both know. I'm
Sir,
not.
yes, it does.
It is a
Yes,
whole
it does.
big
Oh my
political
God.
fucking cesspool.
I
That's
think
all
we're
it
done.
is. And lawyers and fucking judges
Hold
and
on. So
all of them that like to play
can
this
I
bullshit
show
game.
you, Artie? Can I open up a constitution and show you, or three of them?
I
I'll show-
honestly, Dave, I
I'll
think
show
we're
you-
done now.
I'll show you.
I-
Hold on,
If
sir.
you
I'll
actually
show
think
you
that
it's
trust
trust
law
created-
applies in a criminal
Federal
matter,
Reserve.
I think
Sir,
we're done.
Can I show you? Sir, if you got a
It's
trustee
8
as a
o'clock.
judge,
It's already 8 o'clock,
Sir,
dude. I've been talking
are
for
judges not trustees? Are judges trustees, sir?
no.
No.
They can be appointed
Government-
as trustee in a probate court.
Whoa, sir, government officials are not trustees. I'll pay
No.
you $100 just to let me show this.
Fucking
Don't
hell.
run. I'll just give you $100 to let me show you the constitutions. If I'm wrong, laugh at me. I'll give you $100, bro. That's how much I care about money. I'll give you
Okay.
$100. Give me your Cash App if you just sit here and watch in front of the people.
No, man, I think I'm
Okay,
done
we
here. This
down.
is fucking
So look,
insane.
pull up the Virginia Constitution, sir, and we'll see if they're trustees.
I'm looking at
You
the
said-
new Virginia. I'm looking at the Virginia Constitution. I'm looking at the federal Constitution. I'm looking at the New
Sir.
Jersey Constitution, which I apply to, and none of them
Sir.
say anything that the Constitution is a literal trust and that
Hold
the
on,
public
sir.
officials are literal
did-
trustees.
They're trustees. Yes, it does say that. You don't know all the constitutions, though. You
No,
don't study them. I do. I do.
because
So-
I'm licensed in New York and New Jersey, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, so you got limited knowledge and you talking stuff you don't know about. So let's open up Virginia Constitution. I'll send you your $100. Let's open
Oh,
up the
fucking
Virginia
God.
Constitution. bro.
Open
What
it
you
up.
scared of?
Open it up
It's
then.
not going to be good for you.
Open
I
it
can't
up.
share on my screen. I can't share on my screen. I'm
Well, that
asking you
sounds
to
like a
do it.
personal problem.
I told
isn't
you I'll give you $100.
it?
I can pull it up on my phone and show everybody the screen.
And so, because Virginia says this, it's applied to everywhere.
I'm going to show you. Hold on. Did the United States not accept the Virginia Constitution, sir?
And
Do they
so,
not
therefore,
have
the
full
and so the
nation credit?
therefore
Do
the
they-
federal constitution is a trust because Virginia said
yes, it
so
is,
for
sir.
their
It
constitution.
is a trust. It is a trust. It is
No.
a trust.
No, where in the U.S. Constitution does it talk about trust?
Do you understand what a trust is, sir? Do you even know?
Okay, so this is does the U.S.
Wow.
Constitution mention anything about the Constitution being a trust?
I told you where it mentions it,
Where?
and I'll show you in 3 different states.
Oh, so it states, but not the feds.
Who created the Fed, sir?
Thank you very much.
The
Thank you
federal
very much.
corpor-
Thank you very much.
The federal
I appreciate
corporation.
it.
Who created it? Who
I
created it?
appreciate it, dude. You
Who
lost.
created
You
it?
just
created it?
conceded that trust does not appear anywhere in the federal constitution.
Who created it?
It
sir?
does not appear anywhere in the federal constitution. Yes or no?
So what? But I just told you I'm about
Thank
to show
you
you
very much.
states.
All right.
I'm about to show you states.
Congratulations
Okay, so
on
let's-
a state that I'm not a part of and not you're a part of either. So
What? Who cares? Who cares who's part of it? If the forefathers are smart enough to teach you,
bruh,
what the-
you
what the
just
states
admitted
are,
that I'm
if they're-
correct
if
and
they're
that
smart
there's no
enough to-
point.
if the
And you're citing
forefathers
3
are smart
states.
enough-
3
Yeah.
states out of the 50 that
Yeah.
mentions their constitution being a trust, and therefore
It
it
doesn't
applies
say in
to
the
all
Constitution.
constitutions.
It's a
the
different,
people-
separate private
if
law.
the government, you said the government servants are not trustees.
You don't
and I
get it,
showed you.
yeah.
I told you, it
And I
says they
said
are.
no. And I'm
I
referring
told
to
you
my
says they are.
experience in New Jersey and New
Hostile,
York
yeah.
Sir,
and the federal
sir,
level too.
But that's the problem. You're arguing about things that you don't know. So I'm showing you that they are trustees.
So because
what
Virginia
government
and 2
officials
other
are.
states mention their constitutions as being a trust, it applies to every other state.
Sir, government servants
And
are
the Fed.
trustees. Sir, government servants are trustees. Have
Yes,
you
it
read the
does.
Law of Nations, sir?
Yes,
Have
yes,
you
it
ever-
does.
I agree.
Yes,
So
yes,
basically,
it does.
that's basically your
Yes, it
logic
does.
there is because 3 states
Yes, it does.
explicitly mentioned
No,
the
no, yes,
their
it does. I
constitutions as
quoted
being
straight from.
trust.
I can quote it straight.
It applies
from it.
to every other constitution. They're also
Sir,
literal
Sir.
trusts, according to you, including the feds.
sir, here you go.
I didn't admit
That
shit.
all power
I didn't
is
admit
vested
shit.
in and consequently derived from.
Oh my God,
That's
you
the
think that they're
author.
being literal when it comes to trustees? Okay,
That
that's what it is.
magistrates are their trustees and servants, and at all
Yeah.
times amenable to them, to the people.
Oh my God, you think
Does it
it's a
not say
literal
that?
trust?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, you think it's a literal trust, don't you? Oh my God.
So you think they're making it up when they say they're trustees, sir? So
Uh,
when government officials,
Not
when it
in
says
the
they are
same
servants,
sense as a
when it says
literal
that they are
trust.
servants, so they're not our servants, sir?
I didn't say that. Oh my God.
Okay, so what are you talking about? Do we not
Oh my
outline their
God.
duties in the Constitution, sir?
They
we're
are
giving them
required to uphold an oath of office and uphold the
To
laws
what?
and the
To
Constitution of
what?
the state of
trust
Virginia,
indenture, the Constitution.
And-
That's what they're following.
and
what
which
we
means that they can make rulings that you don't agree with. By the way,
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Are they trustees? Yes or no, sir?
are they obligated to follow whatever you say?
In the Constitution, yes.
Okay,
the
that's what I
trust,
thought.
yeah.
All right, based on
Yeah,
your
the
personal
trust
opinion, which is
doctrine.
interpreted based upon your personal opinion, and I think
No,
we've established that.
The people.
No.
the people
It's based
created the
you are
Constitution.
not the people, Dave. You're
I'm
not the
one
people.
Of the people, sir. I'm one of the people.
I'm one of the people too.
Good. So what's the problem?
And we're going to have a difference in opinion on what we're going to interpret the Constitution is, isn't it? Are we not?
No,
Have we
shit,
not
it's plain
established that
English,
we
sir.
have
It's
differences of
plain
opinion?
English. It's plain.
Have
English.
we not? Have we not established that we have a difference in
Actually,
opinion in
on
the
this
interpretation of
call-
the Constitution? Yes or no?
On this
I'm one of the
video,
people too,
So
and you're one of
on
the people.
this-
We're going to have a
on
disagreement.
this-
Who determines
on
which
this-
one of us is right?
Sir, on this call, you have said multiple things that, based on what we read, was wrong. I
And
said
so
something
have
different.
you. And you
thing-
have demonstrated
one
many
thing-
things that you
one-
were wrong.
No. You had
Several
one
things.
thing with one thing with burglary that
Several.
I
No.
said a
It
different
wasn't
definition.
just burglary, buddy.
okay. Title
It wasn't just
42 you said
burglary.
was positive law, and you could bring an action with it, and you were wrong.
Uh huh.
You were wrong about
And
positive
you,
law.
no, you can actually bring a
common
civil
law-
action under. You
common
can
law-
still bring a civil action under 42 USC
you could bring
1983.
You could bring an administrative action under
Man, what the
No,
fuck?
no,
Hold
you
on.
can bring a civil
But
action.
what
Hold on.
happens
Hold on
is
before you go. Fuck that, Artie. Hold on.
if somebody
No, fuck
brings
you.
Nah.
the positive law in the
I'm having all
person,
these little technical issues over
your
here and
stuff is going
shit.
to be rebutted and you're going to lose.
No, I already demonstrated that.
What
you're
does it say,
completely wrong.
Artie?
What?
Yeah, I'll
What
let
I
you
wanna
two.
do.
Okay.
I'll let you two discuss what you guys got to discuss. I love both of you guys. Artie, thank you for having fun and talking and actually looking at the law. That was actually pretty fun. But here, I want you to just show you this one. This is paragraph 1 in section 2 of the Bill of Rights, where they also say that in Georgia that public officers are the trustees and servants of the people.
Thank you.
And are at all times accountable to them. And you go look in New Hampshire, it tells you that too. But
Okay.
I hope you guys be blessed. Y'all have a good night. Y'all finish off y'all discussion. Y'all have a blessed day.